car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
9 o'clock, here we go. It is a live Imaging Tuesday of the Travis and DeMarco show.
You
I apologize.
Look at you.
Apologize. It is Tuesday,
He did that on purpose.
October
Look at
1st,
you.
2024. And before we go anywhere,
Thanks, Jorge.
since you're both here, we would like to thank the 2024 Los Angeles Rams for participating. Pick up your commemorative F Them Picks t-shirt at the door.
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute. You're going to say after watching the Detroit Lions last night that a front office that plans for the future, that gets picks, and that fosters talent over years may just work.
Stop. Show me their ring. Where's their Lombardi?
Guess what?
Show me their ring.
The Detroit Lions will have one before the Los Angeles Rams do.
We already got one.
You got one.
We got one.
And now what do you got? What do you got now?
You're still playing.
What do you got?
Stop all that
You don't
nonsense.
have an offensive line, no
we're
defensive line, no secondary, a quarterback one hit away from going bye-bye.
Jared looked great. That's all you get.
It's no,
Jared
yes,
did look great.
yes, no, to the four things you said.
Wait, let's go through. Offensive line?
It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Defensive line,
no good.
Very good.
Oh, come on.
Yes, very good.
The rest of what you said
See,
is
you got to
exactly
know
right.
what you're talking about before you talk
I
trash.
don't think the offensive line is very good. The defensive line, okay, I'll give you better than the offensive line.
The defensive line has been good. The secondary, pretty terrible. The linebackers, pretty terrible.
Well, Verse would have had he would have had a couple sacks.
Yeah.
It's just those other penalties. Those got in the way.
They're getting pressure. The problem is they can't get – once those guys get past that, it's a whole mess. The Stafford part is true. The secondary part is true.
You're about to tell me Detroit
the linebackers part
right?
is true.
You're about to, because of one game.
No, because the Rams do have a ring out of it.
What's your point by pointing out Detroit looked good?
I'm just saying that a lot of the
point
talent
on
we're
that.
seeing came through the draft, came through young guys. A little patience.
And again, I finished with where is their Lombardi? Where's their
and
championship?
they had to do that because they
ring?
sucked.
Thank
you.
And
the Rams suck. The Rams suck.
Detroit has been
Rams are one
irrelevant
fake.
for
Hold on for a
years.
second. Rams are a fake punt away from being 0-4.
Yeah, but they're not.
Whatever.
They're 1-3, and they've earned their 1-3 record very clearly.
Have.
Oh, this is going to be a good season.
Oh yes,
it's
going to be a great show.
No, I mean good for the show.
Yeah, well,
me torturing DeMarco.
That's possible.
I'm not being tortured.
Look, here's what happened last
sounding
night.
Stupid.
Jory, I tried to defend you, Jory.
Here's what happened.
That's
last
inside
night.
baseball, but I liked it.
That is kind of inside.
It was inside, but I liked it.
Those two teams were really good.
They look good.
The Rams are a million miles from those two teams right now.
How did the Vikings
and
Packers?
A million
How did
miles from those two
How
teams.
did the Vikings Packers look Sunday?
Pretty good.
Vikings.
How do we think the Packers are going to look Sunday at SoFi?
We'll see.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
See.
Don't tell me you think
Don't
tell me you think the Rams can win that game.
On it?
What do you want to put on it?
Did you think they were going to win the San Francisco game?
Like you
no, but they did a fake punt. They caught everybody off guard.
Okay, so they can run another fake punt.
Yes.
They can go for it on fourth
people
down.
might be looking for it now.
Well, we'll see. They can beat Green Bay. They're in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble.
They could have beat the Bears.
They're in deep trouble.
Yes.
This is not going to be, was it last year where I said after the second week the Rams are going to go to the playoffs?
The Bears, yes.
Yeah, but they didn't. Just like he's saying they could be 0-4, they're not. They didn't beat the Bears
But he's
either.
acting like they got ran off the field. The Bears just beat them.
You can't beat the Chicago Bears. A rookie quarterback?
The Bears loss is a bad loss. There's no spin in that.
Pretty good team.
And at no
the
point
Bears?
Pretty good team.
The Bears?
Yeah.
No, they're not. Come on.
Their defense is pretty good.
It's okay.
At any point did you think the Rams were going to win that game?
Swift hadn't done anything all year long.
Okay, look. Name how many guys on that team would you take on this team right now?
The Bears team?
Yes.
I take Caleb.
I take DJ Moore. I would take
Adunze.
I would take Adunze. He didn't do much, but I would take him.
I'd take a lot of people off their secondary.
DeMarco, the Bears are not going to make the playoffs. They're not a good team.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
You think
We will see.
They're
Mason picked them to win that division.
They're the
division with Green Bay, Minnesota, and the Lions.
They're the fourth place team in their division.
Yeah.
They're the last place team in their division.
And let me give you a memo.
Division,
the Rams are the last place team in their division,
my God,
too.
I'm not even listening to you. Anyway, go ahead. I'm tuning you out.
What I saw last night was the Lions and Goff looked amazing. The Seattle Seahawks took a body blow after body blow after body, and they kept coming. They actually their coach.
Your opinion of Geno
me.
Smith now?
I think
it's changing, right? A little bit.
He's good enough.
Moving into that sort of elite quarterback money realm.
Stop. Well, I'd get off the freeway
You're gonna have
long
no
before
choice,
that.
right? You're gonna have no choice.
They're a playoff team.
They have a chance to be.
I think
Jared Goff made history last night.
Long way to go. 100% completion percentage.
18 out of
he was
18.
surprised by that.
Perfect game.
I'm not surprised. That's why he was drafted.
If you would have told me that Jared Goff would throw the first perfect game in NFL history, that would have surprised
That's
me.
the surprising part. That it's never been done.
That's why he's was drafted. He's that guy. When everything's going right and you're clicking on all
Perfect
cylinders,
game?
he's going to
Like
be
Clayton
nasty.
Kershaw throws a perfect game. Right,
Yeah.
like this is not that. This would be the equivalent of Bobby Miller throwing a perfect
Jared,
game.
remember,
Highly
Jared went
drafted.
to a Super Bowl. Yeah,
I
he's
know.
good, and
I
he was
know.
the first pick in the draft.
And
Yeah.
they could have won that Super Bowl if McVay's coaching wasn't like,
Oh
Bill
my
Belichick,
God.
No.
just do whatever you
I'm
want
not
to
even listening to him.
I don't think.
Come on.
that's
do
what-
Don't even
whatever you
listen.
want, Bill Belichick.
See, we can just ignore that. See,
No,
you gotta tune that
this
out.
was
Yeah.
the Super Bowl 54 was an underthrow to
Cooks.
Cooks. That if that ball has 3 more yards
And
on
Gronk
it,
made
who knows what it is?
One freaking play and you lose. One play and you lose that game.
Yeah, last night was a sobering night for as a Rams fan.
Yeah.
that was there's a pretty steep hill in front of you. That's a
Yeah.
very steep hill in front of you for
It
the teams that are
looks
going ahead.
Bad.
This is a safe place, DeMarco. You can open up
If
and be
you
honest here.
Bounce
This
back
isn't
and
the Rams
beat Green
postgame
Bay,
show.
which is entirely possible.
Yep.
Yeah, if you bounce back and beat Green Bay,
You
then
have to
things
beat Green
change.
Bay.
It's going to take 2 or 3 weeks to dig yourself out of this hole. That's just there's
So
no
let's
way
say
around
they
it.
lose.
And it doesn't look good right now.
Let's say they lose to Green Bay. You're 1-4 going into the bye.
Yes.
Then you get the Raiders. Home game for the Raiders, basically.
Yes.
That doesn't matter. The Raiders always find a way
Yeah,
to lose
they-
that
what
game.
are
you
you
can beat the
leaning me
Raiders.
towards?
You can beat the Raiders.
What are you leaning me towards?
Do you think
So
that
1-4, 1-5.
No, I don't think they'll lose
They're
to
not
the
going to be
Raiders.
1-5.
Okay, so 2-4.
Right.
Okay, so you're
Give
2
up, right? It's done.
No, why would you give up?
You really think you're going to then go on a run?
Well, what do you mean by give up?
Just let's pack it up and plan for next year. Maybe don't have Stafford out there getting killed every game.
No, you're getting paid to play. You can't pack it
He's
in.
running for his life every game.
You mean like take Stafford out of the lineup?
Yeah, why? Try to find
Maybe
some
not
future.
what about this? Maybe not take him out of the lineup. And the NFL.
Well, I'm trying to figure like at 2-4, pack it in. How do you pack it in professional football? You're getting paid to play.
You
I
trade
understand,
guys.
yeah, but you start to
So
move
what
on
is
for the
what are you
future.
trying to say? Like
It's time to plan for 2025.
like trade people?
Yes.
Do whatever you can do.
Oh, okay. Well, I think everything is
Let
on
me
the
ask you
table
this.
at that point. Yeah.
In the darkest, most private room at the Rams facility or SoFi Stadium, or wherever these conversations
upper
take place.
echelons?
The upper,
Yes,
the quiet, come
the
in and close
upper
the door
room?
behind you in
Yes.
that room.
Right.
Right?
Stan's office is what you mean.
Stan's office is the conversation about, hey, listen, what could we get for this guy? What could we get for that guy? What could we get for that guy?
God,
Is
of
that
course.
that's taking place,
It's-
right?
It's business. What did they say? You were a meat on the hoof. They're always
The
looking.
hoof.
Yeah, meat on the hoof. They're always looking to replace you. You are professional athletes, and this is a business. So if it's not going well, you have to have 2 or 3 plans in place. This is what we're going to do if we have a chance to win. This is what we're going to do if we don't. If it's a total disaster, we're going this direction. So I'm sure everything is going to be on the table, including at the deadline getting help and not going the opposite
The
way.
deadline is the first week in November. It's
It is election
day.
day.
Yeah, election day is the NFL trade deadline.
Look at
Yes.
that.
So you've got that coming up, but
Could be our last
you're
one.
not. You're probably not. Let's
Last
say
NFL trade right?
don't go political. We're not allowed to do that.
Sorry.
That you get to election day, trade
Yeah.
deadline day, and you have a win or two. At that point, that's not you're looking for help. That's we're looking for future.
Okay, I'm
we're
not
looking
trying to
down
split the
road.
baby or trying to pick nits, but how did the losses look? 3.6.
Does it matter? Let's say you're through your first
I think
10
it
games.
does.
You're 3-7.
I think if you're losing 4 games by a total of 13 points.
But you've lost them all.
Arizona embarrassed them.
They did.
The Niners game, again, a fake punt away from losing that game. And at no point
You
did I
could
think...
have beat Detroit. You
could
came out of
have,
there
you
with,
didn't.
You came out of there with a moral
Look,
victory.
they're 1-3.
moral
They should-
victory?
No, wait,
Woulda,
hold on.
shoulda,
You
coulda.
came out of there with a moral victory out of Detroit.
This
That's
is a bigger apologist than Travis.
That's the only thing you took.
Impossible.
Arizona ran you out of the
Reject your
building.
Ran them
hypothesis.
out of the building.
Arizona ran you out of the building, and you beat San Francisco, and then you lose a heartbreaker in Chicago.
Not a heartbreaker. At no point
Can
did I
I-
think
That
the
was
Rams
a
were going to win that game.
heartbreaker in Chicago.
Let,
So
let
we're-
me quote the great Bill Parcells.
Yes.
You are what your record says you are.
Yes,
the
but you
Rams
have
are
to,
1-3.
You have to at least appreciate what you're seeing. Now, if you're in games and you have chances to win, that's one thing, and you don't win them. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You don't know how to finish.
What I'm seeing
if
is
it's from start to finish, you are getting your what handed to you. That's different.
What I'm seeing is a defense that can't stop anybody. What I'm seeing is a team that has a losing record, and what I'm seeing is a team that's badly depleted offensively because of injuries. And if those things keep adding up at the trade deadline, that's not a hey, what can we add? That's a what can we sell to get ready for what's coming
What was
up
the
after
final score of that game, real quick? I'm not
Last
trying to be
night?
an apologist. Hold on.
Which game?
The Chicago.
It was like 25
24
4
18.
defense that can't stop anybody. Defenses that can't stop anybody give up twice that.
They give up 41 like they did to the Cardinals.
Hold on.
I said they got ran out of the gym there. I said that's one.
They're second to last in the league in points allowed and yardage allowed. That's a bad defense.
Yes, I'll give you that. But that's not getting just run off
but it
doesn't
matter.
Field.
It's not run off the field.
To
but
me, it does.
They're 31st in the league out of 32 teams and stopping people and giving up points.
You
That's
definitely
not good.
have some holes, and teams are starting to figure you out. I'll give you that. Now, if they don't get better from here, all that stuff you're saying is going to start.
Yeah.
Because the eye in the sky don't lie, and you will be exposed. And I think everyone, especially everybody that watches football, you know where the weaknesses are. Chicago definitely knew where your weaknesses are, and they attacked you. So if you can't figure that out, then you start getting blown out.
After the bye week, you got the Raiders, could win. Vikings, it's going to be dirty.
That's a Thursday night.
Then after that, only 2 wins.
I love it.
I think there's only 2 wins up there.
You know what sucks?
Which is Miami and New England. The rest are losses.
If they win them all,
At
he's
this
not going
point,
to say a word.
Tua could be back by Miami.
Well, that's not good for the Raiders.
They're not going to let him play. You think they'll let him play? After that?
Did you see him play last night?
Yeah.
I mean, that Huntley did not look like the answer to that
Meat on
particular
the hoof.
problem.
Yeah, we care, but we don't care. Get out there and play.
Yeah. Well, look, the NFL would never do anything to put their players at risk.
Wait a minute.
We know that.
We're losing. Get out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
What's your
Oh,
point?
you want to go through it?
Yeah, I thought you.
I didn't think we needed to do that.
Go ahead.
Hold on, stand by.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off.
Go ahead.
Oh,
But the way you lose does matter to me.
Packers loss, potentially. Bye week, Raiders win. Vikings loss. Seattle, Miami. Seattle loss. Miami win. New England win in my book right now.
You're predicting.
Philadelphia loss. New Orleans loss. Buffalo loss. San Francisco loss. Jets loss. Arizona loss. Seattle loss.
This is why I love football. One loss, and it's just doom.
Based on how they played and based on how those teams are playing?
Last week, it was the opposite.
Not here, it wasn't.
Now there's the opposite.
That was him.
It's not doom, but they're in deep, deep trouble.
That's not doom?
No, that's reality.
His scenarios, that's not reality. Your prediction is not reality.
Right.
Do you think that that's so far off?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it's not reality either.
Again, which teams are they winning? They're not beating Buffalo.
But hold on a
they
second.
can beat Green Bay.
They're probably not going to beat Buffalo. But all those losses that you listed, when they get their offensive players back and Stafford has people they can actually throw to,
And
you think that's happening this season?
Yes,
some of those teams can lose their guys, and everything changes.
I said as of now.
Yes.
Puka and Kupp coming back changes things dramatically.
Can't wait till they
because
get back.
you can go for it on fourth down far more readily. You can call different plays because you have your full complement of guys. The defense, I'm with you, Chris, that I don't think there's a ton of help coming on that side. There just doesn't appear to be a lot
They got a hell of a
do.
front. I'll give them that.
They do, but again, I'll go back to this. Through 4 weeks, they have the 31st defense in the league.
They got a hell of a young front that gets there.
Do you think McVay will be on Amazon or Netflix next year?
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. Not at all.
Now, they may be
I hope
picking high in the draft. We'll see about that.
Are we going to make a bet on the game or no?
For which game?
For Green Bay.
Whatever you want.
Okay. Like naked humiliation.
Well, nothing that's going to get us fired or arrested. Those are usually the parameters.
They can use the blurry vision or whatever.
I'm not big on the blurry vision.
Thank you.
When you say naked humiliation, do you mean naked or do you mean like metaphorically naked?
No, like naked. Like
emotionally naked.
Like walking through LA Live with no clothes on.
No,
come on.
That could get me arrested.
Yeah, that's not a great idea.
Okay, never mind. We'll think about it.
That's not a great idea. All right. Playoffs start today. Baseball playoffs start today. I want to talk a little bit about Pete Rose. Pete Rose passed yesterday, 83 years old, and one of the more complicated individuals in my entire sports life. We'll get into that coming up next. It's Trav, it's DeMarco. It's lit on 710 ESPN.
Contest rules. Go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Hey guys, from water, and you don't really think about it. When I blame, go knock on your daughter's door and you go, "Hey, would you stop showering for 5 minutes?" And then you go to your son and say, "Would you please washing your 3 times a week?" Continue to get beautiful high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to commercecasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino.
Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
9:17 on a live Imagery Tuesday. Little Bone Thugs. I remember those days. We played this every first of the month. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we forget, and then we play it on the second of the month. What do you know about Bone Thugs?
Not much.
We played it for like 4 years.
Yeah, well, I know the song, but I know that we played it on the first of the month and sometimes the second of the month. But other than that, not really my area of expertise.
Yes.
By the way, last night after the show, I had a Kings game, but Cappy came back from Commerce, so we were both staying at East Central, so we went to the Palm across the street. And I love the Palm. I love the chicken parm there. But I'm trying to make a conscious effort to not eat more chicken parm and to eat more just steaks. So I was kind of already in the mindset, no chicken parm. But Cappy wouldn't stop talking about the chicken parm for a week. Anyway, we go to the Palm. They're out of chicken. So then he gets the salmon. Odd choice at a steakhouse, but whatever. I got a steak.
That's a Susan move right there.
Susan.
Rock.
But the bartender there, who has helped me many times, Ro, she overhears us talking, and she goes, "Are you guys from 710? We said, "Yeah, that's Scott Kaplan, Chris Morales." She goes, "Oh, I heard you say Sedano, blah, blah." LZ used to come here all the time. I love LZ, and I used to listen to the morning show, and weren't you on it, right? And, you used to live over there? And,
yeah.
I mean, Cap was so nervous because, LZ and Cap didn't like each other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, mainly LZ hated Cap.
Why?
Oh, I didn't know that
would
either.
LZ hate Cap?
It's Cap.
Okay.
So
it's Cap?
Oh. Cap got so nervous.
I like LZ.
So nervous.
That this is news to me.
Wait,
I didn't
what
know
made
they
him
had
nervous?
beef.
Oh, yeah, when they did the afternoon show together?
I didn't know that.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
What made Cap nervous? That somebody liked LZ or that LZ could walk in?
That LZ wasn't always for the bits.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Which was odd because LZ was always for the bits with us, but not with Cap.
Not with Cap.
You know what I mean?
That's unreal. Wow. Two guys. Fun guys. What, are you laughing? Do you know something I don't know?
I don't know.
You're giving me the look.
This is the first I've heard about
this. That's the look. You give me the look like there's something more to this. Just wait, I'll tell you later.
I will tell you all of the bits
juicy
that I know.
stuff? Okay.
I don't know that one.
I would not have guessed that LZ and Cap have heat.
Do you know why this is the most wonderful time of year right now?
Christmas?
Because everybody like Travis and all of Los Angeles is so hopeful. Oh, the Dodgers, they did it again.
Oh, yeah. I keep asking you, are you excited or nervous or where are you about the playoffs?
I am in a state of denial. I think is what it is.
What are you
It's
denying?
that it could happen again.
Oh, that you could lose. Okay.
I'm trying to remain optimistic, but there's a lot of problems with the team. They had the best record in the National League for the third time in 5 years, which has gotten them not much along the way.
I wish I could have recorded your face when you said that.
Yeah, look, they're good.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Oh, I have a mental burn of it in my mind.
They're
the best
good.
record, it's
Look,
like, oh, ho-hum.
Super fun season. That's the part that I'm worried about, is that they're just going to do exactly what they've done the last couple of years. The not even good news, great news, is they got Ohtani. And hopefully that changes a whole bunch of stuff. But I don't know, man.
The numbers you
the
gave me.
The pitching is a problem.
You kept giving
the
me.
offense could potentially be a problem.
You were giving me numbers from last year's postseason about
here's the
Freddie
thing.
Freeman, Mookie didn't hit. I kept saying, what did I keep saying? You didn't have Ohtani then.
No, and hopefully he's the great eraser, right? He's the great eraser to all these other problems that you have, that your pitching could be bad. Who cares? We're going to score 8 runs.
Yeah.
Your other guys don't hit. Who cares? Ohtani is. That you can't score any runs because
Hopefully
nobody's
you can
on base.
offset
Doesn't
bad
matter.
pitching. Yes.
You want the numbers?
Yes, please. This is last season, right?
So here's
pre-Ohtani.
Emily heard me say this all last year. You heard me say this all last year. Bobby Miller sucked. Clayton Kershaw sucked. They did in the playoffs. They absolutely did. But they didn't lose because of those guys. They lost because they didn't score. That after Kershaw got bombed out, the Dodgers still didn't score any runs. After Miller got bombed out, they still didn't score any runs. Last year in games 2 and 3, after the Kershaw game, they only scored 2 runs in each of those games. That after Miller got taken out of the game, they didn't score the rest of the game. After Lance Lynn mercifully got pulled out of that game, they didn't score the rest of the game. They lost because they didn't hit. Mookie Betts in the last 2 postseasons is 2 for 25. This is one of the best players in the planet. 2 for 25. 2 years before that, when they lost to the Padres, they scored 12 runs in the entire series. In 4 games, that's 3 runs a night. That's not a pitching problem. That's an offensive problem. And this year, they have a pitching problem. So it's kind of now, Ohtani, again, is the answer to the question. Ohtani is the answer to your offensive problems. Ohtani's probably
back
not
in the
your
postseason. And he's addressed that, right? He's addressed his power outage, his outage in the Mookie. Like, he can't wait to get back to the postseason.
We'll find out on Saturday.
Yes. And Freeman's ankle is...
We'll find out on Saturday.
Okay, I see where you're going now.
Yeah. I mean, it's one... I don't know. I don't know what the heck it's going to look like. I'm hopeful.
Well, you're putting all your hope in Ohtani and Mookie.
You can't have a one-man show in the playoffs. It doesn't. The other guys can be decent and have a one-man show, but if the other guys are just not there, Ohtani could hit 800. If no one else does anything, it doesn't matter. In fact,
that would be so enjoyable.
You got to have guys on base. You got to have other people do something. You got to pitch. You got to pick up ground balls.
What would be enjoyable if that happened?
Ohtani does do amazing and the rest of the team just
What
is horrible?
happens when they win with him?
Oh, well,
what happens when the Lakers or the Dodgers
here's the greatest
win?
part.
He'll find something.
You would never know because it's never happened.
What was he like when the Rams won the Super Bowl?
They won
it happened in
the World Series
2020. We weren't all doing a show together. We're all at home.
I need to know this. Like, what happens when they win? Do you wither and die?
When has that happened over the last several years?
Hopefully, it
for a
happens
regular
this year.
season that we're all together for.
Hopefully, it happens this year.
So just because we weren't sitting in this room in 2020, it doesn't matter.
We did
doesn't
a lot of
count.
promos. You heard it. We did a lot of promos. It was fun.
By the way, I am.
Yeah, but you seem like despondent that they won the World Series.
That's what it was.
Because it was a shortened year.
It was.
So all the usual stuff that happens to them, just like the Lakers, they couldn't get through that.
You're the anti-fan. You're the opposite. You
It's
get
called
mad
being
when they win.
It's called being a heel, but
Yes.
I will also be the first to celebrate if they do win.
Which
I'm
team?
I'm a Dodgers fan.
Here's the good news.
Yeah.
The experts, air quotes,
Yes.
hey, you know who's going to go hot? You know who's going to go to the next level?
Yeah.
San Diego. Everybody that is somebody seems to be picking San Diego.
And that made you happy?
I
Why?
like that.
Why?
I like that because the team that everybody picks never wins. The team that the Dodgers
the
have been the
Dodgers.
team that the Dodgers have got this, that, and the other. Yeah, well,
That's
they're out in
why
the
you
first
like
round.
it.
I need that. I'm glad that no one's picking the Dodgers because hopefully it lights a fire with the
Yeah.
Dodgers. Hopefully it makes the Padres get a little because the Dodgers are
You
going to play
want
the
the
Padres.
dad fans to go through what you've gone through.
Yes,
That's what.
Yes. Here's what's going to happen.
You've
The
been hanging
Dodgers
around him too long.
well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are going to play the Padres. The Padres get the Braves.
See, I like that.
Chris Sale's not
Yeah.
pitching in this first round. He's injured. He's not ready to go.
Yes.
The Padres are at home for all 3 of those games. It's very, very likely the Dodgers are going to get the Padres.
Tell me my theory. You don't like my theory. You just beat the Padres. And
I don't understand why you discount
You
the
were
other...
one triple play away from sweeping them.
I hear you.
I get it. I mean, most recently you just played them, and you could have swept them.
Yeah.
That's got to be fresh in their heads. And you just saw them.
I don't think that stuff goes like that.
Really?
No.
There's no motivation
They
to that.
played each other 13 times this year. Padres won 8 of them.
Okay, I get you.
That's more than 5.
But you almost won the last 3. You could have swept them.
When
they needed it most.
Yeah.
Julian could have, but didn't.
Right. You're a big, it could have happened. Oh, this could have happened. You're one of those guys?
You won the freaking series. You could have swept them.
It's going to be a long year. DeMarco.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it might be.
Are you going to be
this pessimism?
When we do when we're
all you guys except for you have been cut from a team, right?
I've been cut from teams. Oh, sure.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why?
I wasn't good enough.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think he didn't even get to try out.
No, I got cut.
Get out of here.
And guess what it did? It made me work harder, and then I made the team.
Pessimism. Jeez.
No,
okay, go ahead.
You know what sports radio is, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Hope and fear.
We're doing it right now,
Hope
Chris.
and fear, Chris.
Are you going to be this guy sitting here in April on a live
No,
Vision
but
Tuesday telling me how great LeBron is
it's so
and
easy
how
to
great the
back you
Lakers
up,
are?
though. I love it.
LeBron says he has a lot left in the tank. Did you not hear him yesterday?
I heard him.
Relentless positivity. Come on.
They have Bronny James.
Did you not
Come
see
on.
Bronny and him get
Bronny
excited
was
to
there.
go?
I saw a couple comments from I love all our listeners, but Bronny looks good. It's going to be a good year.
Okay.
What looked good? Because he came out to the media and took pictures?
You know, he's
Cool pictures.
He's taller than I thought.
He's 6'2".
There you go. See?
Yeah, he's taller than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play on a bad Pac-12 team.
Okay.
Just throwing that in there.
No doubt. I'm just saying. He's taller than I thought.
I think
standing next to his father.
The
yes.
Bronny James thing is a classic example of two things can be true at once.
What?
It's amazing that LeBron has been good enough for long enough that he has stayed in the league to allow his son to get old enough to come in the league at the same time. That is an extraordinary
That is true.
event.
That is true.
Yes.
And just seeing them on the set yesterday
Awesome.
together and the pictures, the visuals, awesome.
I've never seen that before.
It's genuinely awesome because this isn't the Griffies. It's the only other time we see it where the old man's hanging on by his fingernails and the kid was a phenom. And finally the kid shows up at 19. The old Ken Sr. is an older player who is just barely hanging in there, but the kid kind of
Bronny's
close
barely
to
hanging in there and Dad's the phenom.
Right.
Okay.
So it's
flipped.
kind of flipped like that.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it happened, and I want to see the pictures. I want to see him throw a lob to the other one. I want to see that. That would be really cool.
It's going to happen.
He also is not going to impact the bottom line at all. It's just one of those things that we're going to talk about for a day or two, a picture or two.
Oh, it's going to be more than a day or two.
But not when they send him back to the G League,
Chris.
And
then guess where he's coming back to?
Oh, you're going to be covering G League basketball.
No,
you know
we
this,
won't.
right?
No,
Yeah, you will.
No, we won't.
Just like you've been covering more of the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. You'll be talking about the G League. Everyone will be talking about Bronny. He'll be tracked relentlessly. You know this.
I will make you a friendly wager that we don't spend much time, if any, talking about Bronny's performances in the G League.
You're on.
Okay.
Another one. Naked
look,
humiliation.
He'll pop up. He'll come back
Yeah.
to the Lakers roster occasionally. He's not going to play very much. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I think, was their second-round pick last year, right? He played in like 12 games.
You know who? What
not
did I
Bronny,
call him
though.
last year? Oh, Bobby Churchifino.
Bobby Churchifino.
You know who he's not?
Who?
LeBron's son.
Right.
Well,
you'll be
fair
tracking
point.
every movement.
I
What
don't
he
think.
had for lunch, French fries, the whole
Who's
nine.
interested in it?
Everybody.
You gotta-
No. Like, really, do Laker fans care what a player on the G League team is doing?
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
but
because
this is different. We've
they
never
have
seen
been
this.
convinced
Yes.
by the machine that
That you're a part of.
he's the future. It's all going to be great.
Did you know that you're a part of the machine?
I understand that there are some
He's part of the
sheep out
Rams
there.
machine, not the Lakers.
I understand that there are people that are going to believe what they're, but I think most Laker fans know the difference between somebody like Dalton Connect, who could come in and help them this year, and a guy that is here because it's a
Sideshow.
cool story.
Yeah.
And
it is a cool
even
story.
the most myopic, rose-colored glass Laker fans know that Bronny James is very, very unlikely to have an impact on the Lakers
Yes.
this season.
LeBron wins. You've
Connect
seen those,
might.
You've seen those bumper stickers, right? Proud USC parent.
Sure.
Proud UCLA parent. LeBron
My
wins.
kid made
My
the
son
honor
is
roll.
right here. My son is a Laker.
My son is on the Lakers.
Right. With me.
That's a very specific sticker. All right, we didn't do it. We didn't do Pete Rose next. He died yesterday at 83 years old. Funny, great player, gross, a very complicated legacy that Pete Rose left. That's coming up next. It's Trav, it's DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Let's talk about our pal Joseph S. Normand, the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
I did this morning. Go
What'd
ahead.
you do?
Go ahead. Keep going.
When I've had accidents in my family, we've called Joe. When we've had my son Bobby was in his accident, we called Joe, and obviously Joe knows the law, and Joe knows insurance companies, and Joe knows what the insurance company is trying to get done, and he's not going to let him do it to you.
Was a wreck. There was a wreck on the 405 going the opposite way. These two people had bumped into each other and they stopped traffic. So, of course, the other side stops and I'm in there. So guess what I shouted out?
Call Joe.
Call Joseph S. Normand right now, and I shouted out the number, 213-747-2000.
213-747-2000. Of course, you can go to normandlegal.com. If you think you have a case, a personal injury case, pick up the phone and call Joe. 213-747-2000.
2000. Call now.
And even if you hear somebody yelling at you on the freeway, that's DeMarco. 213-747-2000, the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. LA's premier card room now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes this Sunday's tailgate party passes to HPC and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Tailgate passes to HPC and game tickets to SoFi, Hollywood Park Casino, park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection Wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection Wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
28 minutes in front of 10 o'clock. Live Imaging Tuesday.
What team were you cut
Travis
from?
and DeMarco show.
What sport? I need to know this.
Basketball.
What position did you play?
Well, I played forward, but my 8th grade team, I wanted to go for the varsity, and I got cut. And I was not going to. A lot of my school continued along altogether, right? I didn't. I got out of that district. So my coach told me, you're just going to have to work really hard if you're going to make that district's team, because he knew the school and he knew the district. I did, and I made the team.
So he got cut and left the district?
No, I was going to be the district anyway.
Okay.
So I worked really hard. I made my freshman team. Then I ended up being varsity my sophomore and junior year.
Gotcha.
I graduated early.
Okay.
Did you ever get cut?
From what?
A sports team.
No.
Once.
The last time.
From the Rams?
The first time was
Niners?
the last time. Yes.
Well, I thought you quit the Niners because T.O. showed up.
I stole money from that.
Yeah, he stole money.
I told you about the Mike Marks.
Just like he's stealing money from us
conversation we had.
I don't think so.
He called me in February, which is bad when you get called into the office in February. We chopped it up just like we're doing now, had a great time, hee-haw, hee-haw. He took a big breath, leaned back and said, we're going to release you. Just like that.
I guess that's just pow,
just
right? Let's
like
just
that.
get it over with.
Yes. No argument, no nothing. You know what I said? You're right. Thanks. And I left.
Yeah.
That was it. Yes. So one time only.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yes.
Happens to everybody. Unless you're LeBron James, nobody gets to leave on their own
This
terms.
is true.
Everybody's got to do something.
Thank you for sharing that story with me. Now I know.
Did you think I wasn't going to?
Actually, yes. I thought you would not tell me that. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
I just worked really hard.
It makes a lot of sense, though.
I'm a hard worker.
I see that. I see where this is coming from.
Now, see,
now.
I don't go into work like you do. at 9:34 in the morning and with these tired eyes. Maybe you got to stop these 4 a.m. walks.
Do I have tired eyes?
No, just don't
drink some coffee. You
don't take the bait.
You got those.
You're the big bass in the pond.
Yes,
just swim right past.
Oh
the
no,
hook.
it's today. I'm taking all of it. Today I got time. What time?
Last time you got tired eyes. You're like
tired eyes. What does that mean?
You're like Kirk Morrison
when
he comes in here and does the afternoon show.
Are you saying I'm high?
No.
Oh, so what's tired eyes mean?
That Kirk
like
is
I'm
high?
sleeping? I'm trying to find out what you're referring to by tired eyes.
You got tired
We're
eyes.
We're having fun today.
You need some espresso or coffee.
I'm engaging.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. You don't have tired eyes right now.
Okay.
Did you ever work with Pete Rose?
I'll come back to you. No, so he was a guest, I think, on the Bruno show, and he was a guest with JT once when I was at Fox Sports Radio. And a talent that we both worked with, Mark Patrick, posted a picture this morning from Sicily in Sherman Oaks.
Well, where else?
Where we all went to, and where we all saw Pete Rose, often just holding court there in the dining room. So those were my memories around Pete Rose. He always was friendly to me, was nice. People that met him socially never said a bad thing about him.
No.
He was that, he's the hit king, but also he was the sit down, tell me baseball stories, have a drink, whatever.
He loved to hold court.
Yes,
he was very good at holding court. He had a larger than life personality. He could be at times very funny. He was very good at telling stories about facing Bob Gibson or Steve Carlton and running around with the big red machine. He was really good at that. He was one of the great players of all time. He was also a miserable guy. He also
did you watch the documentary?
I did watch the documentary.
He's a bad guy.
He has also the gambling thing we all know, right? The gambling thing speaks for itself. He finally ultimately admitted it in an attempt to get back into the Hall of Fame. And quite frankly, I think baseball opened the door for him to come back to the Hall of Fame multiple times. And he'd shoot his own foot off.
Yeah, he couldn't be humble at any point.
He could never just fully
Can you expect a guy that's the hit king to be humble?
You can expect a human being to be a human being.
It's hard.
I guess.
Besides the gambling, what makes him a bad dude?
Well, how much time you got?
There's some allegations about other
I did
stuff,
see the doc. I just don't remember.
There's allegations about him being with underage girls, and his explanation at the time was, well, that was the 70s. Okay, who cares?
That was in the doc, wasn't it?
There's stuff about all sorts of the way that he would treat female media members. There were constant things where he felt like he was on the 5-yard line to get back into the Hall of Fame. Yes.
I don't remember that part.
And he would do something to put himself all the way back on the other end of the field. And he was unrepentant in some of the things that he believed, and he never, ever backed up on them. He never said, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. I didn't do these things. He constantly had a, yeah, but. He constantly had a, well, you can't prove it. He constantly had it was a different time. Never did he take full ownership. And it's just this incredibly complicated individual because as a baseball fan, I can appreciate everything that Pete Rose did on the baseball field.
Yeah,
he was
player.
Tremendous. He was one of the greats. But as a guy,
I don't think you can get one
I wouldn't
without
want
the
him
other.
within 100 miles of somebody I care about.
I don't think you can get one without the other. Because when you start, meeting...
Not everybody's like Pete Rose.
But when you start meeting like great players, great actors, great something, they're all a little bit off and weird. And some of them don't know how to take a backward step.
There's weird, and then there's gross.
And dirtbag. I get it. And there's a lot of Pete Rose guys that didn't play baseball. They just grew up in a different time. So if they told you their stories, you'd be like, oh, you're a dirtbag. But wait a minute, that's actually my grandfather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a different time. So, but I don't think you can get that level of greatness. To say you're the hit king in baseball, the hardest sport in the world, and then try to find humility in that man.
Here's the difference. He wanted to get in somewhere that he had been banned for a reason. He broke the rules of baseball. Now, is it silly now looking back where
he's gonna get in?
Yeah, he will get in. That's fine. All you have to do is say sorry.
And then shut up.
Yeah, don't be an idiot constantly.
Then shut up.
Don't condescend to female reporters when it's
sorry.
2024.
Don't call him broads. Don't call him honey and sweet cheeks and all of the crazy stuff he was doing publicly. And he just would double down over and over and over again.
Imagine if Chris Morales could hit.
Were you a good hitter, Chris?
All you got to do is not say anything. They'll put you in the Hall of Fame. Just stop being you.
He's going to get in. He should be in because there's a lot of other very bad guys in the Hall of Fame. It's not a hall of good guys.
No.
It's a hall of great players.
What was the old commissioner? The one that had the vendetta?
Bart Giamatti.
Bart Giamatti.
Hold on. It wasn't a vendetta.
Not a vendetta. That's a bad word. That's a bad word.
Yeah. He didn't crack his knuckles one morning and say, I think I'm going to go after Pete Rose today.
Well, yes.
And then he lied when everybody knew he did it, and he lied.
And then after 20 years of lying, he said, okay, I did it. Can I get in now? And everybody's like, okay, sit tight for a minute. And then right when they did it, something else would pop off.
Maybe if he would have just said yes to Jim Gray when Jim Gray ambushed him.
Maybe
if you
would have. He actually
that was your moment. Yeah.
Of all the things Pete did, that's one he handled reasonably well.
He didn't snap.
That was one of those, I don't want to do that here.
Right.
And by the way, not an unreasonable position. That wasn't the time and place for that.
But if you would have sold that little promo a little bit differently, you could have garnered sympathy. I'm sorry. You know what? I did it. I besmirched this game that we all love.
I've regretted it every day of my life, and I didn't know how to come clean, and I'm here to tell you I regret it.
Yes.
And then go away.
By the way, two words. I'm sorry. Now, he signs it on or he did. He wrote on baseball. His latest article. I'm sorry I bet on baseball.
But it was done sarcastically.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's a way to write a sentence sarcastically, Pete Rose mastered it.
No doubt.
If you just watch the McMahon doc on Netflix.
I did.
Vince McMahon is a beyond brilliant human being. Incredible businessman. Incredible marketer. Sounds like somebody else we know. He's a horrific human being. He did things and he took things to the level that only really bad, evil people do because he thought he could. At some point, now he's under federal investigation still, he probably will say sorry for everything because he wants somebody to look at him in a way that people don't even mention his name. This Netflix thing is making everybody realize, wow, and a lot of the stories were already out there. God, Vince McMahon he accomplished so much, and he's a horrible dirtbag.
He did do a lot of dirtbag stuff, right? And then in the next 3 scenes, you've got people that worked for him that says he's a father to me.
Right.
And the stuff that you don't see about him taking care of people.
Multitudes.
That's what I'm saying. So he's a dirtbag here and a saint there. So what does that make him?
A dirtbag. If you're trafficking people, you're a dirtbag.
Yes. There
is no conversation anymore.
There are things that you can be multiple things. You could be a great businessman and somebody that's ruthless, and maybe you'll do something in business. And then there's human trafficking. It's just there. And then there's, when you're a 30-year-old man being with a 15-year-old. Like, there are some things that are just like,
when you say like human trafficking, I think of like people in like one of those shipping
containers.
It's
what he's been accused of.
It's what he's accused of. And trafficking now is a very large umbrella.
That's what I'm saying. When I hear like human trafficking, I think of people in shipping containers.
Well, in his case, he had somebody working for him who he had power over because he was the boss. So he promised promotions to her, allegedly, if she slept with him.
That's trafficking.
He then offered her to other employees. That any sort of offer is a traffic.
That's traffic. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Rose, McMahon, these and like what you're saying, these people that rise to the very highest level of their professions, most hits ever, running a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. They are more than one thing. They're not just great guys or great businessmen or scumbags or anything. There's a lot of things, but there are things like
as
I think
are
Chris
all
is
of
pointing
we
out.
in this room.
We all are. We all have things that are great, but not all of us have trafficked in people.
Right,
not all of us have done things like Pete Rose did.
Whatever. Yes.
There comes a point where it's like, yeah, I don't care if you got 10,000 hits, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've created a $10 billion.
I'm not saying
business.
he's not, but expecting humility out of Pete Rose, you're wasting your time.
As it turns out, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he was never going to come around.
Like
and
trying to get Vince McMahon to answer any question straight. You'll never get that answer.
Well, that whole doc opens up with, well, I don't want you guys to actually know me.
Right.
That's like
what
the
did he say in the
opening
doc?
line of the doc.
What I say is not actually what I think.
Yeah. and again, that tells you a little bit about him as well. The whole
but
thing.
It's okay. As someone who likes to portray an a-hole around here, it's okay to be an a-hole. It's okay to be ruthless. It's okay to fire people maybe just because for the fun of it. All those things are okay in the principle of looking up to people and saying, hey, this is a great businessman, right? When
you fired people for the fun of it?
No.
Oh.
But I've been fired for the fun of it probably.
Oh.
But when you take it to the level that these other men have taken it, Pete Rose did things that are horrific.
Awful.
Outside of baseball. That doesn't mean he's not the hit king. That doesn't mean he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. And had he shown just an ounce of humility the last 40 years, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Even if he faked it, even if he just said, I'm sorry, I regret it, and then...
So lie to you.
Fake it. If the Hall of Fame was that important to him,
yeah.
people want him in. Very
they want to
very
celebrate
few
him.
people want to keep him out because I think perceptions on gambling have changed a great deal. The steroid era, I think, changed a great deal for a lot of people. It's like, hey, listen, we got a whole bunch of problematic people in here. Let him in as well. Let's just talk about the baseball over here.
Yeah.
And
I need to look this
he wanted
up.
to be in the Hall of Fame more than anything in the world, but his malignant personality just wouldn't allow it to happen. He just was never going to do it.
Terrell Owens, right? He did not go to.
Didn't show up.
He did not.
He
show
got
up.
in, though.
He could care less about how you feel about him.
You're going to put Terrell Owens up with the allegations
No, I
against
was-
Pete Rose.
no,
and
I
Vince
was
McMahon.
just saying
You
he-
hate T.O. that much.
No,
I
he-
missed the
he made
memo
him
where,
quit football.
He
where
could
T.O.'s
care
trafficking
less-
people.
He could care less about going in, and they inducted him. Pete Rose just won't give you what he wants, what you want, and you won't put him in.
Are we doing Amsterdam next, Far Side?
Should we?
Yeah.
He's in there. Okay, let's
we'll
go.
do it. We'll do it. The Far Side coming up next is Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Hey, D-Far here. Play your perfect combo at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. Why get stuck in traffic or get in car wrecks out there like I saw this morning? You could be at the best casino resort in Southern California in less than an hour. Pechanga gives all guests the amenities they expect of a world-class resort, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, and let's not forget round-the-clock gaming excitement. The casino floor, immense. 1,100 hotel rooms and suites, the spa, the golf course, 20 bars and restaurants, and so much more make Pechanga Resort and Casino one of the largest resort casinos in the country. Come see why readers of Newsweek and USA Today voted Pechanga Resort Casino the best casino outside of Las Vegas. So whether your idea of entertainment is lounging poolside like me in a robe or putting a great bet on blackjack, Pechanga Resort Casino is waiting for you. Visit Pechanga.com or call this number. 888-PECHANGA to book a reservation or for more information. If you have Instagram, you can follow them there at Pechanga Casino for up-to-the-minute news and info. See you at the pool.
Yeah. In your App Store or Google Play.
Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
This month. Use the password across all your accounts? That's risky. Update to be more unique is a good start. Piece of LifeLock. LifeLock alert disactivity. Of your personal issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Identity 30-day free trial at lifelock.com. Use promo code.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but it's too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. Fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing certified installers and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. That day with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom for a virtual appointment. 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
"11 minutes in front of 10 o'clock on a live imaging Tuesday on the Travis and DeMarco show."
Dude, one more time.
And then what?
One more time. What's my name? Say my name. Say my name.
Anyway.
See?
It's time for somebody I'd rather say his name. Producer Jorge at, what do we call this? What's up?
The Far Side.
This is the Far Side now?
Far Side.
Dude, it's going to be bad in here.
Wait a minute. I thought Far Side's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Tuesday through Thursday.
What happens on Monday?
Mondays we have our best of.
Right.
Fridays we have the draft.
Okay, nothing on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays is Far Side. Tuesdays through Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Far Side.
It must be so great.
And it's Travis.
Time for the Far Side. Hit it.
I'm picturing
You unlock
you
this
dead.
door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've crossed over into the Far Side.
I'm in the Far Side.
You're in the Far Side.
In shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
Get out there.
And it lies between the fear and the summit of his knowledge. The Far Side.
I'm like envisioning Chris like unconscious. Is that bad?
Well, he said he likes to set people on fire.
Yeah.
Now you're envisioning having people be unconscious.
Remember when I lifted you up?
Maybe you guys are more alike than you want to believe.
Remember when I lifted you up?
Yeah,
For the record, that was said before the show. That was said before the show.
What was?
It's at the fire thing.
Yeah. You were worried about falling, right?
And that was one specific person I was talking about.
Oh, I didn't.
That was before the show.
Oh.
Who do you want to set on fire?
Go do your DeMarco.
I'm doing it right now. You're in the Far Side. I love this stuff. But we're talking about the Monday Night Wars. So funny. Forgot about this. WCW had taken over WWE, and I was a big wrestling fan, so I had a Stone Cold T-shirt in my locker.
Okay.
So it was one day I went home sick, and Goldberg had come through. You know,
You missed Goldberg.
Goldberg had come through the locker room.
Yeah.
And he's a Falcon, right? So he saw the Stone Cold shirt in my locker, and they were like rivals.
Yeah.
And he wrote on it, "Stone Cold is my B." Yes.
Did you frame it?
I still have it. I have to bring that. Yeah. And everybody told me, hey.
You got to frame it like your Super Bowl jersey. Fold the
Goldberg
sleeves in, the whole
defaced your
thing.
locker. Yes. Oh, almost. And then I saw him years later on the Best Damn Sports Show, and it was so bad. We had to do this stunt with him, and part of the stunt was he was going to smash me over the head with one of those breakable vase things.
Yeah.
And he did it too hard and like drew blood.
On your head?
On my head,
He cracked your scalp?
Right after he hit Tom in the back with like one of those breakaway chairs, and he really smacked him. Yeah, it was, oh my God. Crazy. Anyway.
How about, you know what, that doesn't sound like a great bit. I don't want to do that.
Well, I was out of shape, and Goldberg was in wrestling shape, so...
Messed you up.
Messed me up a little bit, yeah. That concussed right there. But I was going to tell you the story about Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to change the name...
To protect the guilty?
To protect the guilty and the innocent. Because a lot of people at the station know him.
Okay.
So we'll call him X.
Okay.
So the Rams are going over to play in London.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Okay.
So we're going over to play London. I think it was the year that they played
Cardinals?
the Bengals.
Bengals, okay.
Or was it the one when Carson Palmer got hurt and ended his career?
I think it's that one, but I could be wrong.
Was it that one?
Does it matter?
You're right, because Mixon almost ended the Rams that year. That's right. It was the Carson Palmer year.
Yeah.
So we go over to play, and we had this thing mapped out. So me and X, we saw this. We have about a good 16 hours before, like when we land, before we have to do our next responsibility. So we can make it to Amsterdam. We can.
How long is the flight from London to
About
Amsterdam?
45 minutes.
Why
to an hour.
did Maurice Jones-Drew not want to go to Amsterdam?
It wasn't Maurice. It was not Maurice. It was X though.
Okay.
So we have it. We can go to Amsterdam. We can do this.
It's cutting it close.
We had to keep it quiet. We planned it on the plane, and we mapped it all out, and we got it done. So we landed in London. We put our bags in, and then we went right back to the airport and flew over to London to Amsterdam. So we got there. So cool. We hung out at this bar, one of the oldest bars in Europe.
Okay.
What do you call the thing where you get the beer out?
The tap.
The tap. The tap was from like the 1500s.
No kidding.
It had been there forever.
That's cool.
It was really cool bar, really cool history.
Good
Everybody's
beer?
cool in there. Great beer.
Okay.
And they love to talk. So perfect for me. So at our table, it was right in the corner with these windows. And there was this old lady, had to be in her 80s. And she was drinking a beer. She's there every day. She holds court.
It's her spot.
Like the mayor. And she speaks like 4 different languages. So she knew English. So we're talking to her. So I'm facing her, and I could see behind her the window. And the window outside, everything is red. So it's the red light district is right behind her.
Okay.
And I'm
You're
talking,
in Amsterdam.
Right. But I'm like, I feel so American. Like, don't you feel bad about what's going on right next? No big deal. And there happened to be a frat, some international frat that was also there. So all these dudes that look like our social guys back there, all wearing the same suits, same ties. And their theme song was the song Africa by Toto. So they would play that song once an hour, and the whole place would just light up. So me and Axe are like, this is the coolest thing ever.
You guys are singing Toto, drinking beer out of a 300-year-old tap,
Having
talking to an old lady.
Checking our watches. We're good. We can have fun. We're going to make it back. No problems. There's not going to be any work issues on this. But I didn't tell you, on the way over, we kind of brought one guy with us that kind of glommed on.
Oh, you got a third guy.
He heard it, and we didn't really know him, but he said he would go, so he went. So it was actually 3 of us. When we landed in Amsterdam, we lost him. Lost him for 5-6 hours, had no idea where he went, right? So we knew this is when we're leaving. Meet us here, and we'll all go back together. So he shows up right before we get back on the plane. So we're in line, and we're in this airport thing. And we're about 25 people from, like, guards with guns.
Like customs?
Customs.
Okay.
A guy in a booth. Like, this is no longer, this is real.
Yeah.
We're going country to country here.
Right.
And we're not in America. So we're getting closer. I'm tired. I'm thinking about work. X is thinking about work. We're actually talking about the game. The guy that we're with leans in my ear and goes, I got something in my bag.
How far did you run away from that guy?
Bruh, he died right in front of me. I don't know you. Why would you say that? Who are you? Get away from me.
Did he have in his bag what I think he had in his bag?
It wasn't that. It was something stronger. That's right. I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? You're about to cause like an international incident in here. Can you imagine if we all got arrested?
Well, okay.
We have a lizard?
Yes, a lizard. Let's go there.
Do you go to? You don't go to jail, right? That's one of those. Look, they found it in your bag. My bag's clean.
Either way, it's bad.
I'm
for
going
me.
to Rams Cardinals. See you later.
It's guilt by association. If he's there and he gets busted, we're all in trouble.
I don't know who that guy is.
I skipped up 4 or 5 people didn't know. I don't speak that language. All I said was excuse me. I put some distance between me and him.
Did he get through?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he still there?
No, gone. But I'm like, who says this right before we get on a plane?
Isn't that
in
kind of
Amsterdam?
understood that if you're going to go into a country or out of a country, that especially if you're on some sort of a deadline, that you don't put something in your luggage?
Yeah,
that seems pretty easy.
See, you said about Brittany Griner, and I agree. Sometimes you have no sympathy for people that make stupid mistakes.
The rules may be whack
in America,
right? But
yes.
But if you go to a different place and they have rules, you can't break the rules.
Right.
You may think that's a stupid law. Okay, maybe it is. But if you break their law and go to jail, you broke their laws.
Are you stupid? This is why we can't have nice things. Right here. Yes. Scariest moment of my life.
Did he get back to London?
He got back. He finished. But scariest moment of my life. My heart, like, stopped. I turned, like, completely pale. Are you insane?
Have you been back to Amsterdam since?
No, heck no.
Crazy. You got away with it. You got away with it. All right. Rams, Packers this weekend. And assuming a certain result, is everybody available after that point? That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Is in Amsterdam.
Trav, it was one of the best times of my life.
Really?
It's a good shout singing
best time. I mean, we forgot everything. Forgot politics. Forgot sports.
How was the broadcast that week?
Great.
Great?
We had a great show.
All right.
Yes, I mean, because it was early in the week and we got back in recovery. It was so much fun, though. And I learned so much from that old lady. I swear I did.
What'd she teach you?
Just about life and how to take it easy and just relax. And she kept, she said American like it was an insult.
Well, to a lot of people it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you Americans, you Americans, you Americans.
Yeah.
And like, you should do this, you should do this. I learned a lot from that lady. I really did. Yes.
What are you working on, Chris?
I got to drag something in. Import it into the system.
No.
Commercial. But nevertheless, it is a live imaging Tuesday. Now, I believe at the end of this week, we're going to have our friends from Hollywood Park Casino give away that tailgate package where you get to go to the tailgate party at HPC. You get 2 game tickets to SoFi Stadium. And then you can go hang out for the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. We'll see if Kirk has the tired eyes Sunday. But that postgame show probably about 4:45, 5 o'clock.
Sounds about right.
We have the tired eyes.
He will not have the tired eyes.
What is
he
the
will
tired
be ready.
eyes he refer? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just let it go?
Just let
It
it
only
go.
makes me think of like hungry eyes. Tired eyes.
Hungry eyes.
Well, he might get hungry eyes after the tired eyes.
They do have pretty good food at Ray's Lounge.
He always gets calamari, right?
Yeah, he's a calamari regular.
Hidden gem of Amsterdam is the food is terrific.
What kind of food is it?
Everything you want is right outside.
It's kind of the crossroads.
Donuts, pizza, everything.
Is it only good because you're
in Amsterdam?
It might have with it, but everything is so good there. Yes.
What is that? Like
What?
when you're in a Amsterdam frame of mind, everything tastes great. It doesn't
Yes.
because sometimes you have like a taste for this or that, but when you are in the Amsterdam frame of mind, had an edible, maybe just you're relaxing.
Yeah.
You could put salt on a boot, and I'm going to eat the whole thing, and it's the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. What is that? What is the science behind it?
I have never been that
It
hungry.
must trigger some part of your brain because I know I've taken medicine where your hunger receptors get turned on, and so you have to stop yourself from eating. It must be something similar that weed does the same thing.
It's chew, 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 swallow. Where's more? You
Pretty
can't
much,
stop. You cannot stop.
Just imagine a row of just food you love, and you're in that mode. Yes.
No, the worst is in my living room. That's a bad deal. All right, so Rams and Packers this weekend.
Yeah, I'm digging into it now. Yes.
They need to get a lot of stuff squared away. They need to get their defense, especially the back 7, squared away.
I don't know how. I don't know how you get it squared away. I think this is just where you are personnel.
So how do you deal with it?
It sounds funny.
You got to score more.
You're gonna have to play better. You're gonna have to play that complementary football. I sound like Coach McVay, but you're gonna have to protect your defense when it's struggling. You're gonna have to supplement your offense with takeaways and set your offense up on short fields. You're gonna have to play that style of game. You're gonna have to be a little more creative in special teams.
Do you have to be a little more daring? Like never special teams, maybe there's a fake here or there, but whatever. But just offensively, is it
fakes or
more
attempts to go for the block?
I was going to say, or just on offense, we're going to go for it if it's 4th and 3 or less, we're going for it, assuming we're not backed into our own end.
If there was ever a case to where it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, so it's in that weird area, that gray area, and you've been moving the ball, but it's still a punting situation, or you may go for it. If you ever have the thought, I'm going to trust my defense to get a stop here, erase that. You have to protect them from that.
They haven't gotten stops.
Isn't that called leverage situations?
Yeah, but they're not getting any stops, obviously. But the other part is on offense, so you think, okay, we're going to go for it right here. And Kyren's been really good for them. He's been terrific. But the fact of the matter is, okay, it's 4th and 3. I want to go. You're probably not running on 4th and 3. It's a little too far to probably give it to Kyren.
Yes.
Who am I throwing it to? The guys that I want to throw it to, Kupp, Nakua, even Higbee, they're not here.
Right now, I would draw something up for Tutu. He's been your most consistent
He's
guy.
your guy? That's not a great sign.
You're talking about where you are right now.
Yeah.
I would draw something up for Tutu. I'd still try to get the tight ends involved, and that's been the biggest disappointment of the offense, that group hasn't produced a little bit more. But I think that could have been a function of the offensive line failing the first couple of weeks. But I would draw something up for Tutu. I would give Jordan Whittington a shot on 3rd down in a key situation.
This is the problem that we're talking about. We're talking about trying to get a game to turn with Tutu Atwell or Jordan Whittington.
Well, that's where you are.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm saying that's where it is right now, and that's what it gets really interesting moving forward. They play Green Bay this weekend. Bye. You're going to get some guys back after that. You could get Puka back at least potentially, Avila back at least potentially.
And I haven't seen Puka in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the odds of them coming back, maybe they can, maybe they won't. There is a point of no return. I don't know if it's 1-5. I don't know if it's 2-4, 2-5, 2-6, or whatever it is. But there's a point of no return where you're not going to the playoffs, and now you got to start thinking about what's coming next.
Oh yeah, everything's on the table.
Is everybody available in this scenario?
Of course, this is a business, man, and it's a cold world. You know how it is. So if 2024 is out the window and you know it, and you start thinking of 2025, you're going to start thinking about what's our best tradable assets. What can we get in return?
Kupp, Stafford. I'm just kind of thinking
everything's on the table. The only guy I thought that was ever untradeable just retired.
Yeah,
that's the only guy. But everyone else, everything's open. This
Even
is the
some of those
NFL.
younger guys like Verse, those guys. But
No. There's no way I'm getting rid of him.
The older players,
the older
have value.
high dollar guys,
right?
Yes, absolutely. You would start thinking, but I'm not there yet. See, this is the thing I wanted to say about the Bears and the Rams losing to them. That's not the best Rams team.
No,
that's not the best they can play.
No,
so that's where McVay is. Let's get this group to perform to the best of their ability and see what happens. It's one thing when you lose. It's another when you lose and you play poorly. So that's what I'm saying. You have to get this team up to speed first, and then let's see what happens.
This is why reason number 75 of why I would be a terrible coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great number.
That I get it. This isn't the best we can play, but this is who we've got. And this is where we're going. And this is what it's going to look like by the time we get to the point of no return. So why not jump to that particular point and say, because I don't know if it's Miami, I don't know, whoever else may need some guys at this point, we could really hold their feet over the fire.
Tanking,
not tanking, but I'm on the phone.
Oh,
I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, look, I know you
text
got
messages.
Yeah. I'm fully engaged in this. I know I want to get better. I know I got some guys that are coming back, but you can only play with what you got, and by the time I get all of my weapons back, it might be too late anyway.
So you're talking to a guy that never knew he was out of the playoffs until the season ended.
Yeah.
Okay, so I always thought we had a shot. I'm always trying to win.
Isn't there
games.
somebody in the organization whose job is to not think like that, though?
That's the business guys.
Okay.
And I'm happy they think that way, but just don't bring that nonsense down to me because I'm trying to get these guys going this direction. So I would say this. You got to get these guys playing better, and there were so many busts in the passing game, not just on defense, on offense. So you're still not playing up to your capability with the guys you have. And if you did, you would have beaten the Bears. So that's where you are right now. So you ask me what I would do in that 3rd and 2 situation. I would let I would live and die with Stafford. I wouldn't trust my young defense just yet, especially when I don't have answers. Especially when I know I can't cover them up.
It's a catch-20. You punt it away, the defense isn't going to be able to stop anybody. If you go for it, you don't have anybody to go for it with.
Yes. The front 4, those guys, Kobe Turner, Jared
They've been
Verse,
good.
Byron Young, and they all have high pressure rates. I mean, they're in the top 15 as far as pressuring the quarterback. Now, what they haven't done is get the guy on the ground. Eventually,
is that something
will
you
turn.
Learn how to do?
But this is the hell of it. If they don't get home, if they don't win their pass rush reps, you got issues in the secondary.
How much does Darius Williams help? He could be back by this weekend. He could play against Green Bay.
Okay, so he comes back. He's going to help, but not enough to do what everybody wants, and that's to get Trey White off the field. That's not going to happen.
You surprised it? Because I was cautiously optimistic when they signed him. He's coming off of an injury, but he's played in the league. He's been good.
I talked to him specifically before the game, and I asked him point blank, right between the eyes, just like Mike Marks does when he says, I'm going to release you. I said, how do you feel about your game right now?
What did he say?
And he said, I'm working. I know I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. And I said, how do you avoid the pitfalls? Because I've never seen a cornerback like you. And I meant this. Jalen Ramsey is from a different planet. He is playing with a different fire. But most corners, they're either high or they're low. There's no in between. Either they're riding high and they feel great and super confident, or they're in the tank. And
he's in the tank right now?
No, he's not in the tank. This dude is like, it just does not bother him. So it's coming. I said, how do you get that sort of mentality? He goes, look, the plays that I give up, that's not me. It's not going to define me. I'm going to make a lot more plays than I give up, and I know this. That is a veteran response.
The whole thing turns on Sunday. If they win, it's a weird way to get to the bye. It's the 2 wins. Like if you looked at the schedule, and said, you're going to be 2-3 at the bye. Where are the 2 wins? If you would have said the 2 wins are San Francisco and Green Bay, it would have been, all right,
crazy.
That's weird, but that you're going to lose to Chicago, you're going to lose to Arizona. Detroit lost opening night on the road, not a huge surprise. But the other 2, those are the 2 wins. I think if you would have said 2-3, oh, it's Arizona and Chicago. That they're getting there the way they are, not maybe what you thought it was going to be, but you can work with it. And especially with the Raiders waiting for you on the backside of the bye. The Raiders are kind of all over the map. They're not good. They're not terrible, but it's a team you probably think that you can beat.
They've got some weapons to bother you.
But if you lose to Green Bay at 1-4,
it's fair.
You've got to start thinking about what comes after that.
You have to. A smart football team would. A smart foundational Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, they would start to plan for the future. They're probably I bet Kansas City is planning for the future already, even though they're undefeated. Everybody
but there's different.
You have to be smart.
There's both short-term and long-term, right? There's the thing, okay, we're going to do this today, we're going to do this week, we're going to do this month, we're going to do this year. Every business has that. But then there's the, hey, the factory burned down, we got to do something today.
Correct.
And that's kind of where they are right now.
Are you saying Clark Hunt doesn't walk around the Kansas City Chiefs front office and go F them picks? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think he would actually use that word.
Well, he might not, but you don't think he's saying F them picks?
No.
Oh, okay.
And F them picks
worked.
It worked for 2 years. You're right.
It worked.
But not a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but now what do you got?
Worked.
How many does Clark Hunt have? So I would say the Chiefs.
They have Patrick Mahomes, Chris.
How do they get him?
They drafted him.
Oh, okay.
What's your point?
Maybe drafting players works.
They have drafted
for
players.
the future.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is maybe the greatest quarterback ever.
And how'd they get him?
The
draft.
Yeah.
They drafted Aaron Donald, too.
Are you saying they should you're saying they
that
should
wasn't
draft?
Les Snead, though.
So they should draft Patrick Mahomes.
You said they should draft a quarterback, is what you're saying.
Well, you're going to have to at some point.
Of course.
Probably
yeah.
this draft you're going to have to.
I mean, okay, look, this is just a scenario, and it's hypothetical. Would you rather draft a kid, or would you rather go get Joe Burrow?
I'll take the proven player 100 times out of 100. 100 times out of 100. And if you could tell me that drafting Patrick Mahomes was a sure thing, yes, I would like to do that. Sign me up for that.
Or Trevor Lawrence.
Kid.
Well, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence is a bad organization.
Because Trevor Lawrence
Daniel Jones.
Oh, kid.
Okay, yeah.
There's maybe 10 guys that'll take the guy, but you threw the one guy in. That's what they did with Matthew Stafford.
No doubt, right?
Because the draft could be so unpredictable. Because this year, for example, Jaden Daniels may end up being the best quarterback out of this draft, and no one was taking him number 1 overall. It was always going to be Caleb Williams.
Well, he was still a top 10 pick.
He was number 2.
Of course, I'm just saying. Drafting can be so confusing.
It could, but sometimes it works too.
Speculative.
It really
wildly.
Does. In 10 years, I can't wait. I wish we had a time machine so we could say that Will Levis and Bo Nix were first rounders at one point.
I want to go back to what you were saying about draft the quarterback, and you're like, okay, what do they have now? They won the Super Bowl. If you would have told you take the Rams out of it, your favorite football team, whoever that is. If I said you can make a deal today that's going to win you the Super Bowl, but the next 5 years might be very up and down, you doing it?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
that's what they did.
The next 5 years, they're not making any moves. They're not.
That's not true.
A team that has safety issues, secondary issues, defensive line, whether we want offensive line, wide receiver, because your wide receivers are hurt. Most likely Cooper Kupp's done as a Ram forever. Most likely.
Possible. But they drafted 2 guys on the defensive line. They drafted their first overall pick last year was an offensive line.
What am I missing? What is your point? I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
That there is no plan for the next 5 years.
There is.
No, there
is a plan.
What's the plan for the next 5 years?
Well, you're going to see what happens this year, and then if it all goes south, you're going to trade some of your assets.
Since that Super Bowl, all they've been trying to do is win, which is great, except there's no future. There's no future right now.
Yes, there is. It's Verse, it's Fisk, it's Avila, it's Nakua.
What are you doing on the offense?
That's
Nakua, who's had knee injuries his entire career.
You're going to have to draft another quarterback. I'm with you on that. You're going
and a couple more wide receivers.
But not yet. Matthew Stafford's still one of the best guys in the business. He's not.
He's running for his life on this team.
But that's not his. It's not because he got bad.
That's not his fault.
It's not because
he got bad. He's still one of the top
bad.
5 quarterbacks in the league.
Yes.
At this moment.
Yes.
He doesn't have an offensive line that can protect him. That's the problem.
I don't think he has anybody to throw it to at the moment.
That
the
might be
offensive
too.
line, actually, we were talking the other day. I think Bo Limmer has really kind of popped, and they got.
Bo Limmer's
I don't want to say
starter.
it's lucky, but they found a starting offensive lineman in the 7th round.
Running for his life, that was first 2 weeks. When Jackson came back, that changed.
Did he get sacked on Sunday?
That didn't come off Jackson. That came off Logan Bruss.
But did he get sacked?
Who's a backup?
That's replacing.
Doesn't that? Wait a minute. This sounds like when we say, if the Lakers could just get healthy.
No,
For
I'm
years,
answering
the
your
offensive
question.
line has been plagued by injuries.
Running for his life was the first 2 weeks because the left tackle wasn't there. Now that he's back, that hasn't happened. Logan Bruss got beat at the end. He's a backup. Actually, he's your third guard.
Okay.
But
He's playing in an NFL game.
Because your third guard got beat, you
That's
can't
the
say
story of the
O-line
Rams
is
the last
bad.
3 years.
Is he
Chris, you
trying-
can't draft every position every year. You got to
When's the
prioritize.
last
You got to
time the
triage.
offensive line has been consistent for 5 weeks?
Last year.
At the end of last year, that's
Towards
one.
Last year, they were locked
And
in.
how did it go?
They
Go this year.
They made the playoffs.
They won 7
You
of 8
guys-
games. They were the
you
best
guys
team
love
in the
to
league.
make arguments for mediocrity. They're not winning.
It's not
They're
mediocrity.
an 0-4 team at best. They got a fake
They're
punt.
not-
They're a 1-3 team.
I see where
Well,
he's
they did
going.
win.
now.
I like that
Yeah,
we only
yeah.
take the
I know,
the
I know,
negative
right?
things.
Are they going to win a Super Bowl?
No, Chris. Of course, they're not going to win a Super Bowl this
Okay.
year. They're
Emily,
flawed.
Remember
hold
my
on for a
point
second.
about Pete Rose?
Emily, I will give you credit on this. You're a Steelers fan, and your coach hasn't won anything in years. But everybody talks about how he's one of the greatest coaches ever because he at least has playoff teams year after year, right?
He
And
hasn't had a losing
obviously,
season. He's
they
never
have-
had a losing season.
Never had a losing season.
Ever.
Okay.
Ever in the NFL.
So I give
in
her
the
credit
National Football
for at
League.
least Tomlin knows how to put teams
31
together year after year.
teams need to blow it up every year, and you got
McVay
one
has had
team that's
one
on
losing season.
He's about to have the second.
He
might.
He's had one losing
and the
season.
second. And then he
But
was going to
Chris,
quit. He was going to
Weird.
quit.
Hold on. Go back to what you said. It might be his second.
Right.
I
Is he
think-
going to quit this time?
I think it might be. He didn't quit the first time. 2 bad seasons out of 8, and you're ready. This doesn't work. That's
it's not
crazy.
working right now.
I agree.
If you get him new people and draft,
You
it might
can't
work.
draft 50
You can
guys.
still draft people.
They
and not
did.
just say
They
have
did
that
draft
picks.
14 the year before.
Yeah,
they
that's not
drafted
50.
14 and they all
And
made
again, how is it working? Not as well as the Chiefs or the Lions at this
Oh
moment.
my God.
You're holding up the Lions as the example on how to do things. They're much better than they were, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Guess what?
You have something in. Oh yeah,
DeMarco,
What's up, baby?
you will admit it will be a bad season at the end of this season.
No, I will not admit that.
You won't?
No, I think
When they've
I
got
think-
5 wins?
I think they can beat Green Bay this week.
I think they finish under 500. The way that it's gone, the way that the guys are coming back, the way that the defense is structured, I have a hard time picturing them winning 9 or more games.
Remember how you felt leaving Green Bay last year?
It was different.
And then I'm just saying.
It was different.
The one thing I would say this: I trust McVay. I do, because I've seen this guy coach his way out of some bad situations. He's a fantastic coach. So I'm not willing to say the season's over just because you're looking at a schedule and saying loss. You got to play him for a reason, and anything could happen. And on any week, we've seen this. Indianapolis was a front runner. They just lost their QB.
Here's the bet: if they don't have 8 wins, both Cappy and I mount you in the studio.
If they don't have 8 wins, all right. So what happens when they get 9 wins?
Well, that's up to you to decide. If
Oh,
I
really?
Agree, if
Let
I
me think
agree to
about
it.
that. Okay,
if
let
I
me-
agree to it.
Okay, so we have kind of a, what do you call that? We're
called a bet, is what it's
we're
called.
on the way to
Negotiating?
a deal. I need to think of my end.
You're negotiating?
So when they get 9, what will I do to you?
That's up to you.
Let me think about it.
How did Cappy get looped into that?
I have no idea.
He's been wanting to mount DeMarco for a while.
I don't know. He's been trying to
I
mess
think
with
he's
me and
here,
Cap.
so we
He
can
is
all
here.
I
ask
saw
him.
Cappy go by. Yeah.
He's doing his small market radio
Yeah.
show.
It's one of those days. It's one of those
It's
days.
Tuesday.
Something that we are very excited about, not happening. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
And Park Casino, LA's 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. This fall, the new home of the USC Trojans.
The new home of the USC Trojans.
The Trojans are back.
The USC Trojans play on LA's mega sports station.
That's right. USC football, USC men's basketball, and USC women's basketball are on 710 ESPN coming this fall.
710 ESPN, the new home of the USC Trojans.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
On a Wednesday. The Travis and DeMarco Show. What's this?
What song is this?
Dua Lipa.
Oh.
Dua Lipa. Oh, yeah.
Lipa Duo.
What?
Dua Lipa.
Liposuction?
Lipa
No.
Duo. That's what
Dua Lipa.
I think that's what her name is.
She's British, right?
She's like
no, she's from
Croatian or
Kosovo.
something.
Oh, Kosovo.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah, she's from
yes.
Amsterdam.
Eastern Europe. Amsterdam. I got something
She
in my
does have a
bag.
British accent.
That's the hook. Now I get it.
Oh, you get it now?
I got it.
Yeah.
I get
Nice.
it. It's okay. I like that one. What's the song I used for the Rams last year from Dua Lipa?
It's from the Barbie movie.
Was that for what?
Dance.
Yeah.
Dance the night away. Yeah.
That's the one that you played over and over again for me,
Nope,
right?
That's not.
Oh.
That's a different movie. The one I played for you over and over again is Slide by Calvin Harris
Yeah, I
with
knew
Frank
that.
Ocean.
Yes, Sly DeMarco.
Slide.
Sly. Yeah,
Calvin,
I'm with you.
Calvin
Yes.
Ocean.
Like, a play and a slide. Like if you're at a playground slide.
Oh, a slide with Calvin Ocean.
Watch me.
That one.
One question, Emily. Is she the new Madonna?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like Madonna? Like the
Well,
one that
yes.
will last forever?
No, Dua Lipa's not.
Okay.
I don't think that. I think Dua Lipa, she will have a fine
Charlie
career.
XCX.
Charlie XCX is not Madonna
I don't
necessarily,
know.
and I'm surprised that you know Charlie XCX exists. Brat, very brat.
Dang.
Brat.
I
Sure.
I
what
don't
we're
know who
talking
this
about
Madonna is because I feel like one Madonna is pretty much one of one.
Okay.
But I'll look into
Like
that.
the Madonna was the new Cher.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's always one.
Yeah, but Cher was the
Cher could act.
yeah. Cher was. They were on.
Well,
Her and Sonny were on.
Madonna, hold on.
Madonna could act.
No, Madonna.
You didn't say good.
Madonna was in movies.
She technically that is acting.
No, she was in movies
Yes.
because that is not. Look, I'm not saying acting's easy. It's hard.
Yes.
It's very difficult. She can't
What's
do
your
it.
top Cher movie when she acted?
Mask.
Okay, you got me.
Moonstruck.
Okay.
Sonny and Cher show.
I'm done.
Mamma Mia 2.
Sonny and Cher show.
Here we go
Silkwood.
again.
No, that was the other.
But I'm
she
saying
was in Silkwood.
Silkwood. Yeah,
Okay.
she was a friend. Yeah.
This is very early, so let's see how she does long term. But it could be Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter has a very cool visual style, a very a very distinctive visual style, as well as she kind of could peak for a while, but then kind of peter off. But she can't act. Sabrina can't act. She was from the Disney Channel era. Yeah.
So Mason and Ireland are going to be broadcasting live tomorrow at the Ralph's Supermarket, the same one they did before, over there on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Noon to 3, join Mason and Ireland, and Lakers legend James Worthy will be in the house.
Big Game James, my man. I know that Ralph's on Hawthorne. Yeah, stop by and say hi to the fellas. And
spot?
Big James, my dude.
Is that where you shop?
I if I'm there, that's the Ralph's I go to.
Do you know your checkers by name?
I know everybody at the grocery store.
I'm not surprised.
I'm there every day.
You go every day?
Every single day.
I'm good for 4 or 5 days a week, not every day. And I know I know a couple of the checkers by name.
Yeah. I know the butcher. I
don't know the butcher.
I know the guys that work
Do you
the
know
deli
your checkers,
counter.
Chris?
Yes.
No. At one supermarket I do because they've been alive my entire life, and they're just as grumpy for that. And then others I don't. I know familiar faces, but yeah.
Yeah. Hang out. We talk.
Do you
We talk
chit-chat?
sports.
Oh, yeah?
We talk sports all the time.
I also do a lot of Instacart.
Oh, you
Just based on time. The fees are insane.
I've never done that.
That means somebody's shopping for you.
They bring it to your house.
They literally drop it off in my front door.
There's a guy that's always there like me, and that's what he does for a living.
Instacart?
Because I'm like, dude, you're here a lot. And he goes, yeah, but I'm Instacart.
He's working.
He's working, yes.
I like going to the grocery store.
I do too. It's just a time thing, honestly.
My checker friends hate him because he shows up with like 90 items. every day. It's crazy. Yes.
Listen, it's a tough job. Salute to the Instacart shoppers.
I don't doubt it. Yes.
You know what's the worst thing? And my friends and I agree on this, is that I don't use Instacart, but my friends use Instacart, but they get so mad whenever they get a guy Instacart shopper because they oftentimes don't get what you want to get.
Oh,
the girl
don't you
understand.
say I want the 6-ounce cheese
But then
packet.
they make replacements,
Yeah.
and they make replacements that are totally not what you're supposed to replace it with. And whenever it's a guy, they always make bad replacements. Whenever it's a girl, it's always on point. So
Really?
those girl Instacart
I
shoppers, you're the real ones.
As I think about it, because I get very particular, shocking. So a female Instashopper will send you photos and be a little more patient because they're waiting for your reply. Whereas a guy will be like, it's not here. Here's a replacement. And then just be,
And
by
throw
the
it in
time
the
you
cart.
reply,
I think
it's already
that's the
checked
guy.
out.
I think it's the guy. Yeah. He's really quick through there.
No, I'm particular too. That's why I want to go.
Right.
Well, I want to go too, but not everybody has time.
Plus, they give you a sandwich when you get the Black Forest ham from the deli. They're like, you want a slice?
See?
Sure, give me a slice.
And I like
Hey,
to
give me
talk
some
to
of that
people.
baby Swiss too. You want a slice? Sure, give me a slice.
No,
Why are you
I
laughing?
she in the in the Gelsons,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Why are you laughing? What?
Because the way he just talks about it.
Oh.
Sure. I'll take a slice
You
of
tell
cheese.
me
Yeah.
that somebody offers you a free slice of ham from the deli, you saying no?
Well, now I am. But yes,
back
back
before
in
you
the-
went nuts and stopped eating ham.
I used to go to Costco just for that.
Yeah.
You're
just
one of
do
those
laps.
bad people.
Just do laps. Yeah.
I wouldn't let an Instashopper get deli meat for me.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a
Half
personal
pound of
thing.
Black Forest
No,
ham.
that's a personal thing.
What's the difference?
Getting
I
ham
don't
is
know.
personal?
That's personal. I don't want. I
What's the
want
difference between buying a package
I mean,
of
he's-
ham and
I don't
buying
know.
a
They're gonna
can
hand
of
you
spaghetti sauce?
I don't know.
Package.
but-
Okay. All right. Teach his
DeMarco,
own.
this is bad news for us.
What happened?
This is Dr. Neil Elatrash, who I think this is right. I'd have to double check the math, but I think this is right. I believe he's performed every surgery on every athlete for the last 30 years.
I wouldn't be surprised. I love Dr. Elatrash. Great dude. What happened?
He
What
was
is this a
asked-
Stafford thing?
No, this is about Ohtani. He was asked about Ohtani pitching in the postseason. Quote, "It's not really a good idea for anyone coming back from elbow or shoulder surgery to make their return to competition in the postseason." He went on to say, "There are no minor league games to get rehab starts for return to competition this time of year, so the first competition would be in the postseason, high-stress conditions, and here's the knockout shot. Not a good idea for the player or the team."
That's Dr. Elatrash.
Yes.
Neil Elatrash.
Yes.
Rams team doctor.
Doctor to
the stars.
Shohei doctor, yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was a week where Aaron Donald busted up Drew Brees, and Neil fixed him.
Yeah.
In the same weekend. Yeah.
Yep.
That guy
Yep.
said no to Ohtani pitching. Oh,
Not a good idea for the player or the team.
okay. That's it.
That's it. That's the first thing. Not anything Andrew Friedman said. Not anything Dave Roberts has said.
Nope.
Or we talked to Ned Coletti about it. We talked to Oral Hershiser about it. It was always one of those almost certainly no, but
Let me take that back. That means it's not good to do if he says it. It's still, if Ohtani wants to do it, you can't stop him.
I wonder. Look, not a good idea for the player or the team is the quote.
Right.
In other words, not a good idea for the team. Like, hey, listen, if he goes out there, this could be a major setback. You might not get him back to pitch for next season
Ever.
or who knows when.
Yeah.
That may be one of those. Look, he can't put himself into the game. They just will never call him into the game. They ultimately, he can beg and plead and complain, and he can go public and say, "I wanted to pitch."
They just
wouldn't
won't
let
put him
me.
in.
But
Yeah.
until Dave Roberts goes out there and goes, "Give me Ohtani,"
Right.
he's not coming in the
He's
game.
not. He can't put yourself
Right.
in the game. Okay. Well, that ends it then. So it was a pipe dream anyway. So this doesn't hurt you.
I really thought it was going to happen. I don't think it hurts you, but
I mean, the plan was the plan anyway. I mean, you were hoping you can get Ohtani back
Let me paint a picture where he could have been the difference. And this is a very specific picture, but you get through the division series, but you lean on your bullpen pretty heavily.
Yes.
You get through the championship series, the NLCS, and you lean on your bullpen even more, but they are really running on fumes.
Super taxed.
Going into the World Series.
Okay, so you're in. Who are we playing? Just in this scenario,
the Yankees.
Okay, you're playing.
Let's really turn it up loud.
Oh, I'm sorry, Neil. He's pitching,
and now it's like Michael Kopech unavailable.
Yeah.
Blake Trinan unavailable.
Somebody else got hurt, and you have no choice.
That's the scenario where he could have been useful. And not just useful, but maybe been the difference between getting it or not. And that quote, not a good idea for the player or the team, that's a see you later.
I mean, that's one for Chris right there.
He's excited.
No, I mean, seriously, if pitching Ohtani in the World Series, you have a better chance to win, but you lose him for the rest of his pitching career. He can't pitch after this.
I'd do it. I would sign up for that because you saw what he looks like as an offensive player. It's not like you just have this dead money. You're paying an outrageous price for the best offensive player in baseball.
But that would be an F them pick scenario. You're going all in. It's going to cost you into the future, but you have this one chance to win, and you wouldn't do it?
It depends on what you want to do. If you're one of those fans that says, hey, I want to give it all just for one championship, that's fine. If you want to say, hey, I want to be winning and potentially be a champion in the next 5 seasons, it's a different scenario.
I would let him go.
I think
I'd turn him loose.
The closer you get to it being a real possibility, the more you take the guardrails off.
Oh, no doubt.
The closer you get to Game 7, the closer you get to put him in there anyway.
I want to see Sean McVay be in the Hall of Fame as a coach. He's one Super Bowl win away from that. He needs another one. I would like that.
He needs one more win to eclipse John Robinson.
John Robinson.
To tie John Robinson.
I don't know if you're getting just on that anymore. I think you need a couple Super Bowls.
You think he's 2 Super Bowl appearances?
I know. I think you need 2 wins. 2 wins is instant. You're guaranteed.
Marv Levy's in with 0.
Oh, yeah.
Vermeil got in with 1.
Mike Tomlin only has 1.
Mike Tomlin will
Mike
get
Tomlin's
in
got
on
the
1.
record.
Let's say
Cowher has 1.
Let's say Sean McVay coaches 15 years.
He's not.
Coaches 15 years.
Yes, he will. They might all not be in L.A., but he's going to coach 15 years.
Yeah, it's only 7 more years from now. Yeah.
2 Super Bowl appearances, 15 years. You're the all-time winningest coach in the franchise of a team that's been around a really long time. You're in.
Yeah.
I think he needs a one. I think one more Super Bowl locks it.
One more is a deadlock.
And I want to see him. I want to see him.
How many does Shula have?
But that's Shula.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
He won one in Baltimore. He won another one.
He had a perfect season.
The undefeated season.
Yeah.
Belichick got 7.
And he had a steakhouse.
Pretty good steakhouse.
Good steakhouse too. Yes,
pretty good.
I've only been to the Sewage in Chicago, and it was fine.
I went to the one in Miami, and it was
blast.
It was really good.
No doubt.
Good spot.
Yes,
good spot for sure. Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Let's talk about Prize Picks. Put the Prize Picks app on your phone. Put in the code 710, and I'll tell you why in just 1 second. Let's take a look at some of these numbers today. It is Major League Baseball playoff time. Gunnar Henderson against the Royals today. Does he get 1.5 more or less hits, runs, RBIs? He needs to get 2 of hits, runs, and RBIs in any combination, and that is a more than, right? Let's take a look at Francisco Lindor today against Milwaukee. Same thing, 1.5. Let's go more on both of those guys. Star. That's Prize Picks. You pick more, you pick less. It really is that easy. And when you use the code 710 on Prize Picks, they're going to match your first $5 bet. They're going to give you $50 in bonus bets that you can use on whatever you want. So put that Prize Picks app on your phone. Use the code 710. You don't even need to win the $5 bet. The $50, it is guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
LAFC are playoff bound, but first must finish the final 4 games of the regular season. Hawanga, Giroux, Lloris, and the Black and Gold welcome St. Louis City SC to downtown LA. Pre-game coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. This fall, the new home of the USC Trojans.
The new home of the USC Trojans.
The Trojans are back.
The USC Trojans play on LA's mega sports station.
That's right. USC football, USC men's basketball, and USC women's basketball are on 710 ESPN coming this fall.
710 ESPN, the new home of the USC Trojans.
TT. Must be legal residents of 50 USDC, 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. Use keyword to get entries for keyword prizes. See official rules at www.CoorsLight.com/college football for entry instructions, keywords, odds, prizes, and restrictions. Sponsor Molson Coors Beverage Company, USA, LLC, 250 South Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, USA, 60606.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
We would have gotten so much trouble in high school and junior high.
Yep.
Just by looking.
I never told you this. One of my best friends in the world is a guy by the name of Rick Verbalitis, who I love him like a brother. He reminds me so much of you.
Really?
Played defensive tackle at the University of Utah. He's big like you. He's strong like you. He's a little crazy like you.
Yeah.
And the reason we were together in 3rd and 4th grade, and then from that point forward, the school's like, those two guys are not allowed to be in the same class.
I would not have been allowed in your house. I know this.
This doesn't work because Travis would be the teacher or the principal, and you'd be the student because Travis is so old.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
DeMarco's actually older than me, but that's fine. But I think by when's your birthday?
June 9th.
What year?
71.
Yep, you got me by 5 months.
5 months.
See?
Yes.
So just every time you insult me, you're insulting him.
That's why you say 15-minute miles. I go 13:43. Just a little bit. Yeah.
So yesterday I went to Trader Joe's, a different Trader Joe's than I usually go to. It's in Santa Monica, and they are introducing the new change to the grocery store where some stores will have standing freezers. So you know the hallmark of Trader Joe's is they have the deep freezers. You look inside and you grab it.
Yeah.
The floor ones. They're adding the traditional what every other grocery store has.
Grocery store freezers.
Yes, grocery store. It just throws you off. You're like, oh, this is not supposed to be what I'm experiencing at a Trader Joe's. But obviously we'll all get used to it. But little small changes to your grocery store will throw you off. Travis, Factor Cap.
Fact. Speaking of my friends, I got another buddy, Brian Beckner, host of the Baller Lifestyle podcast.
What up, Brian?
He says that if he ever ran for public office, one of the platforms of his entire campaign would be, every grocery store needs to be laid out exactly the same.
I'd vote for him.
Who
really?
Who wouldn't like that? No matter where you are, and no matter which country
Yeah.
you're in, no matter which part of the United States you're in, you walk
It's
in,
all the same?
You know right where the eggs are. You know right where the ice is.
Come
You know where
on.
the beer, the soda, the chips, the produce. It's exactly the same everywhere you go. You
Yes.
mean to tell me that's not a great idea?
Yeah, how do you get to know people? You need to ask questions. Hey, where are the eggs?
Right.
How are you?
Well, you can still
See?
say how you doing, but as you're going to the eggs, because
Okay.
you already know where they are, you
Look,
grab those and you're out the door.
My local Ralph's, they had a grand reopening, and they
Oh.
changed everything. And it doesn't bother me as much as other people.
Bothers me a great deal.
Is it-
And it's the weird thing.
Do you tell people that it bothers you?
Yes, I tell people everything.
Do you really?
So, for instance,
Yeah.
I like to make cioppino every once in a while. You know what's a weird
Cioppino.
ingredient?
Cioppino.
It's like a fish stew.
Oh, the fish stew. Yeah. You actually did that.
Oh, it's easy.
I tried it once,
Yeah.
and it failed
Oh,
miserably.
no. I'll make
Okay,
it.
give me one. Okay,
So,
good.
But it has an ingredient. You need one of those little bottles of clam juice.
Yeah.
It's hard to find unless you know exactly where it is because it's not like
It's in the
milk or
canned
eggs.
meat section.
It's yes, and so but if it's
Yeah.
there one week and then it's over by the tuna the next week and then it's over by the Kool-Aid the week
Yeah.
after this, like I need it to be in the same spot every time.
They moved my what do you call that? Salad dressing.
Okay,
It was on one end, and now it's on the opposite end.
I hate that.
I did, but it didn't bother me that much.
It would bother
So-
me until I relearned it, and then right when it's like, remember when we all had cable back in the
Yes.
day, and all of a sudden they changed the channels. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
wait, no, ESPN has been on channel 14 for a year and a half.
Now you got to find it.
Now it's on
I know.
61. What the
I
hell
got
are we
you.
doing here? It drives me nuts.
Cap, right?
Yes, cap for you.
The only change I hate is daylight savings. Just
That
when you
happens
get
every year.
just when you get used to it, they change it up on you. So anyway,
Jorge?
Was it cap? If I hate it when they move stuff around, yes. Or no, fact.
Fact if you hate
Fact.
it.
I hate it when they change. They did a. It's like a. I guess it's not a hybrid. I guess it's just a supermarket, like a Walmart, but it's just the.
It's a Walmart, the grocery store.
Yeah, no. It's just the groceries.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing else to it. But they were remodeling. They had, like she says, the refrigeration was on this side, but then all of a sudden, like under construction, and they moved everything to the other side. So it threw me off for a little bit. Yeah.
All grocery stores should also be the Northgate Mercado that I went to.
Oh.
God. So good.
Did they put
Celebrated Taco Day a day early.
I did.
Did you really?
I did.
Today's Taco Day,
Yeah.
right?
It is.
I
We can talk about
I
it.
pre-observed. I
Did
took,
you?
I
Nice.
took down a chunk of carnitas that was the size of a car
Did you
battery.
really?
It was
Hey, you
wonderful.
bought tortillas too?
Oh, yeah.
So you use those fresh tortillas for
Yeah,
your.
I ate
nice.
2 tacos in my car driving home like an animal.
with green salsa. Oh.
I literally meat in the front seat of my car and stuffing the tortilla in the meat and dipping it into. I opened
As
I-
you're driving.
What 3 things of salsa?
Wait. Do that again. Do that. Okay.
Ripping it and I'm
yeah.
dunking it into the salsa bin.
Yes.
and stuffing it into my mouth.
Okay. Is there a hand on the wheel?
Knee. Because I got the cup of salsa in my
Right.
left hand, the taco in my right.
That's
and
what I
I'm
was getting
dipping,
to.
And so I got the knee.
Yeah.
on
You
the
need to
wheel.
drive. Okay. The knee. I got
Yeah.
you. Yes.
I mean, was it in the Hummer? Because that's also
No,
Yeah,
no,
I was in
I had the
Hummer.
other car.
Okay.
The Hummer, I had 2
would
wheels
never
on the
do-
hand
Right.
at all times, for sure.
Okay, so yesterday too, after I got home, I had my delivery, which was a dresser that I'm trying to put together. Okay, so it's just basically for shoes, so I can store more shoes without having a bunch of shoes on display. So I can hide them a
a
little
shoe
bit.
rack.
Yeah, shoe
Yeah.
rack, but it has like levers, and I can put
Okay.
them in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get the delivery, and I'm like, I think I can do this. I read all the reviews. They say it doesn't take too long to do, and I was like, solid, let's go. And I starting off fine. Made a small mistake. I'm like, whatever, roll with it. Make another small mistake. So I had made 2 small mistakes that make my dresser not look perfect, but it's okay because I took probably an hour and a half to make it, and I'm not going back to fix it again. But I get frustrated when I can't fix things or when I can't build things because I want them to look good.
You want them to look like the picture on the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get unnecessarily frustrated when you can't build things. DeMarco, fact or cap?
Cap. No, I don't get frustrated. Take your time. How come you couldn't start over?
Well, because I've already submitted so much time into this, I'm not someone...
So take it apart and do it again.
I won't do that.
Why?
Because I'm stubborn.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, then no. Cap. Yeah. Take it apart and do it
Travis?
again.
It's fact for me. I'm doing the second thing you said. It is so frustrating to get all the pieces out, try to read the schematic, read the directions, start to build it, and then you get halfway or 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through it, and you realize I did it backwards, or I did it upside down, and the piece that's supposed to be facing left is facing right. But I will always take it apart and start over again. That's where the frustration comes with, because I was too dumb to know my left from my right, my top from my bottom.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to look jacked up. I need it to look like it looks on the box. It may
you don't want the leaning tower of shoes?
What would take you 20 minutes to build might take me 3 hours, but I'm going to get there eventually.
It takes me 3 hours.
A lot of F words, a lot of throwing things, a lot of telling Susan that that's it. This is the last time I ever do it. Never ask me to do something like this again.
Don't you look at the pictures when you're doing it?
I tried to
The
mark
easiest thing is like make the thing you're building look like the picture.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't.
If it's pointed that way,
I try. And then you go to the damn directions, and they turn it like, okay, so the last thing I built was for Michael in his dorm room, and it's this little wire rack where you can put all this stuff in, and it has wheels at the bottom.
You told me this,
right?
yeah.
So then I see the picture on the box, wheels on the bottom, obviously.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden you open the directions, the wheels are on the top. They want you to build it upside down. I probably said it on there. But now, of course it said it. I just, but now all of a sudden it's like, okay, is this the front, the back? Is it just upside down?
You guys run into the same issue. You think you know everything. I'll just go ahead and put this in there, and then you did it wrong. See?
Yes.
Follow the instructions. But some guy wrote this so you can build this properly.
Every set of instructions for everything should be designed by the guys that do the Lego instructions.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Yeah,
Lego instructions are perfect. They're never difficult to understand.
Yes.
They never have you build the thing upside down, which is an insane proposition.
Do you leave Post-its for yourself?
Yes.
Like, what's on your Post-it? Like, on my door, it literally says turn off the oven.
Okay, mine is, transfer money. Mine is said call mom. It's things like that.
So you can follow directions.
Well, if it said call mom and it was upside down, I'd probably call my grandmother if she was still alive.
Don't be stubborn. Come on, you can do it.
I can follow directions. I just get frustrated.
Obviously not.
All right, Jorge, what do you think? I can follow directions, but I just have to do to fix things and build.
No, I love doing this stuff. Like I was
too.
off yesterday and I had to build this little play yard. The only thing I hate about me building something is when Brenda is like, "Oh, how long is it going to take you to finish it? Hey, when can we put it in here?" I'm like, "I just started." Oh, halfway through. How much longer? Because I need to make space. Okay, well, make space. By the time you make the space, I'll put it in there. Well, if you can't do it, then tell me so I can bring it in there.
I'm with.
That is the annoying part of this. But Emily, for a 6-pack, I'll go and rebuild it for you.
No doubt. See, thank you. I'll do it for you. But that's when I get the smoke coming out of my ears.
Yep, that's
because
it.
I'm building, I'm locked in, I'm having fun. This is a Rubik's Cube. Don't ask me about how I'm doing. That's when Dad will go nuts.
See,
yes.
Rubik's Cubes and Legos, I hate them. I just can't do it. It's my least favorite thing. And
Bergman said he's a cube guy.
I just think that I can't do it.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
My brain just doesn't comprehend it. And so I just can't.
I saw a speed cuber. He did 2 Rubik's Cubes in either hand.
That's witchcraft.
And
I don't know how
minute.
anybody does
it was
that.
amazing.
It really is. Did your kids ever use Legos, or your daughter now?
Of course. I started with Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, Lincoln Logs are fun.
Yeah.
Legos are the most zen thing in the world.
Uh-huh.
I need a red piece that's 3 pieces long. You spend 5 minutes going through there it is. Now, the green pieces long.
See?
Perfect.
Do you have to build it upside down or no?
Nope.
No.
Me and Travis, we would have stole our parents' car. Me and you. I can see this now. We would have stole the car and had it back, and no one would have known. See? There you go.
I don't think I ever did. Well, hold on. I didn't need baseball cards.
No, me. You see, me and you. Yes.
All right. Lakers had their media day yesterday, and D'Angelo Russell, well, kind of funny. We'll do that. That's coming up in a little bit. But first, let me remind you, the Factor Cap is brought to you by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You have many choices in your legal team, but family always comes first. 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand. That number again, 213-747-2000, or visit normandlegal.com. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bus blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino. Located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
DeMarco,
Carnitas?
This big.
Wow.
It was, and you just peel it, just kind of shreds off along the way.
I'm with you with the carnitas, but not driving.
Why not?
At least one hand on the wheel.
Well, maybe elbow, knee. I showed some restraint because I got the big fruit bowl too with all the stuff in it and the tahini and the lime and all that, and I was almost like, all right, no, you can't put that in your lap. I waited till I got home to eat all the fruit.
Carnitas that you peel?
It's like shreds. It hadn't been shredded yet. It was still in the chunk.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. You can just pretty much pull it.
Yeah.
And then you make yourself.
How do you make a carnitas like that?
I've never made carnitas.
Slow roast?
Well, they put it in that
big copper pot.
and then they
boil it in oil,
in water.
Right?
Oh,
I think it's in
not
oil.
water. No,
oil.
It's like lard.
It's oil.
I think
lard.
I think it's lard. Right?
Okay.
Oil.
Whatever
it is, it's delicious.
It's okay.
I have a question for you guys. So I have a friend visiting in a couple weeks, and she doesn't she's not been to LA before, and so when you go to a taco truck, what is the must get? Like, how someone who hasn't been before, taco truck, taco stand, what should they get? Because it's National Taco Day.
Whatever the specials are.
I think you go one of three things depending on what you want. You got to go asada. Sure. Chicken or some sort of pork, carnitas, al pastor. So,
depending on what they sell. Depending on what they sell, get 3 or whatever that's on the menu.
Chicken, beef, pork. Yeah. And go with it. And then when you like one, go back for another one. Yeah. That's fair, right?
Yeah. No, that's a good solid thing. It's like, when was the first time that you guys went to a taco stand?
I grew up in L.A.
Day one.
I don't know. This is the very first time I ordered my own food at a at a restaurant or something. You know?
No. I didn't mean that to be smug. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
I just that has been
part of life.
You eat tacos in
I
LA.
used to work I used to work at a taco truck.
In a truck?
Yeah.
Doing what?
So I worked at Denny's in the mornings, and then my buddy Benjamin and his brother, they used to have their own taco truck on the side. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, they were like, "Yo, man, we need an extra person. Like, you want to come through?" I'm like, "Yeah, for a couple of bucks.
Yeah,
sure. Free tacos and a Coke. Shoot,
heck yeah,
that Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
You put in that crushed ice.
So my job, it used to be right there in La Puente. So it's off of Amar and I forget the other street, but anyway, it was in La Puente, and then next door liquor store, past Maple Grove or whatever. Anyway, Echelon, one of those streets. And then my job was they take the orders, and then once the order was ready and the bag and everything, just call out the number. Número 24. Nice. And then number 24 would come up. I'm like, you want onions and salsas? They're on the side. And it was just handing out people. But it was cool, man. It was fun.
Do you not hit the taco truck anymore because of your
I can
food
still
choices?
get a burrito.
You can still get you get rice, beans,
yes,
veggies.
I can still get a burrito. Yes, and the salsa is outstanding. Yes, yes, of course.
Do any stands do a plant-based taco stand?
There's got to be one specialty ones.
I bet there is.
Yeah, but it's got to be right here.
No, it's in a certain.
You won't get it in the hood.
I think
it's not in East LA. That's for sure.
It's not.
You would lose money if you sold that. Yeah.
Not if you put it in the right part of town. You wouldn't.
True, but I mean, I don't think
also there's
for
vegans
a real taco
everywhere,
truck,
guys.
no one's going to do it.
No.
Yeah.
This is you don't set up the vegan taco truck at 11:30 at night outside the club. That's the real taco truck.
You mean a vegan taco truck or a taco truck that serves vegan tacos?
Oh, that would work anywhere. As long as you have the other stuff too. You can just have a vegan option.
You mean a true vegan taco
I'm saying
truck?
a vegan taco.
Oh, yeah.
You set that up on the west side somewhere, that would hit.
Because people would go there for that. But I don't know how many.
SoFi probably?
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
how come they don't have taco
work.
trucks?
Maybe.
Outside of SoFi.
Hot dogs.
Right there.
You
They
can't
do have
walk
a bunch of hot
5
dogs.
feet without somebody snapping tongs
They
at you.
smell so good.
Hey, hot dog, hot dog.
So good.
Oh, I'll have cash. Venmo, cash app,
Zelle?
cash app.
Right. Wow.
However you want to get them money, they're ready to take
No
the
doubt.
money for sure. D'Angelo Russell yesterday was pretty funny when he sat down in front of the mic to talk. Surprise, surprise.
That he's still here?
He's still here.
Wow.
For 2 full seasons, it's been, hey, what are they going to get for D'Angelo at the deadline? Hey, what do you think they get for D'Angelo at the deadline? Hey, when are they going to trade D'Angelo? And he's still here.
Would you consider him like a hated?
Polarizing.
I
don't think he's hated because
he didn't do anything wrong.
Well, ask Nick Young. He may feel differently.
Oh, is that the tape record guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Shouldn't have done that.
You broke the guy.
It's a long time ago, but it shouldn't have done that.
No, there's no statute of limitation on that.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But I don't. His play is what it is. D'Angelo Russell he occupies that space.
He's not horrible. Yeah.
Mega stars like Giannis and LeBron.
Yes.
There's
superstars.
There's stars, guys like, say, Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
And then there's rank and file, just the guys.
Yes.
There's a very small group between like the Donovan Mitchell group and just the guys that I think D'Angelo Russell lives in. He's better than just a guy, but he's not anywhere near a star.
Right, but usually those guys aren't hated.
I don't think he is.
Is it all because of the Nick Young stuff?
No, I think it's because he was drafted highly by the Lakers. There was big expectations, and it never
didn't
really
live up to. Okay, that's fair then. All right.
And when he's been here this most recent time, he's been really bad in the playoffs.
But I am surprised he's still here.
I think everybody. He was.
Yeah.
That's why he started with his surprise. He's surprised that he's still here.
Is it because no one wants him?
I think that's a big part of it.
You have to have buyers to sell.
Yes, there you go.
What does he bring? Like, if you're a good team, do you want him? Probably not. If you're a bad team, do you want him?
If it's going bad and we're trying
what do I need him for? He's not going to
if I'm trading contracts, I don't know.
He's like in San Antonio but they went and got Chris Paul instead, who's a better player than he is.
Wow.
Like somebody just kind of fits in where he fits in.
So you're holding the team hostage, basically.
It's not him. I'm sure they're trying to do it. It's not like he won't leave.
Yes.
There's nobody that says, yeah, come on in.
Who is responsible for him? Who
drafted him?
Who selected him?
It's such a long time ago. That might have been the Magic era. I really don't remember. I'd have to go back.
Did you say vegan taco truck?
We were talking about taco trucks.
I heard it. You should be.
Then why'd you ask me then?
You should be heard for that.
I should be heard for that?
Jorge, you got cousins that can hurt him for that?
Nah, because
he brought it up, not me.
Vegan taco
He
truck.
brought it up, not me.
Not since.
And why did you ask me if you heard
producer Lindsay mentioned that Cleveland taco shop and said they were better than LA.
No.
Will there be this
It
kind
was,
of
also, it was Mitch Kupchak, by the way.
Mitch Kupchak drafted D'Lo. Okay, all right.
Vegan taco. The homie's going to get you. You walk
the
down
homies like me better. Yes.
Nah, not if
Are
you're
there not vegan homies? I don't know.
I never
don't
said,
think there's vegan homies.
Did I
Gotta be a few.
Nah, vegan lifestyle is
vegan taco?
Gotta be
here's the
a
thing.
couple.
Vegan lifestyle is very expensive, and when you're coming up as a
Super.
homie,
Yeah.
you don't have tons of money. You gotta survive on the
I thought
street.
meat's expensive.
Meat is expensive.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, Salvador the Taco Man. That's a pretty good deal.
it's a great deal. You get fed for 2 weeks on the leftovers.
Yes.
That's my taco guy. I
We
have a
left
taco
him out,
guy.
but that's not it.
Hey, wait, wasn't it Flavio his name?
Flavio works for Salvador.
Yeah,
okay.
Salvador.
That was the
Salvador's
issue.
the boss.
Because that day
Okay.
we had a
Yeah.
female person.
Yes.
It wasn't Salvador or
Flavio.
Flavio. Now, Salvador's got a network. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
no, no,
Salvador's
Cool.
the boss.
Yeah.
You call Salvador and he says, I'll get you
Hey,
a guy.
Salvador, do you have
Done.
vegan tacos?
Salvador will hang up on you.
Pretty good tacos. Pretty good.
Your guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the rice
Yeah.
and beans, yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I
getting
abstained
hungry.
from the beans yesterday. I was walking by, I saw them in the little plastic buckets. I'm like, I should get that. But I'm like, I'll eat them in the car on the way home. I need to not
With your
do it.
knee.
I should have done it. Back to the Lakers, and whether or not there's any chance that this year is different than last year. That's coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to commercecasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino. Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. When I was in an accident, my friend Jacob was the first person I called. He should be your first call, too. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. NBA basketball is 21 days away, and the best place to watch all the action is Cosm. It's revolutionary technology bringing the sports experience to life. Visit Cosm.com. Enjoy NBA action in shared reality all season long.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
O'clock on a live imaging Tuesday on the Travis and did it again on the Travis and DeMarco show. But I want to talk about Mr. Sliwa for a second. Mr. Sliwa, Alan Sliwa, the great Alan Sliwa, began his journey today on his YouTube channel with a daily show at 8 a.m. And here's the thing: I've taken 2 entrepreneurial jumps in my life. One of which, both like leaving a 6-figure salary behind. One time it was kind of suggested on both sides that we move on. One time it was not. And both times I did entrepreneurial. One time I was a colossal failure. And the second time was pretty successful. So it's not easy when you do something new, when you leave money behind, very good money. We're all very blessed to do something entrepreneurial. And talking on the radio, like I could proudly say that we all, from in this studio to the next studio, make it look pretty easy. But talking for several minutes by yourself is not easy, and Slee is beginning that journey starting this week. Yeah, I know he posted a video last week talking a little bit more about him choosing to move on from here and stuff. We love Alan. He'll always be part of the fabric, so we wish him well. I watched the first episode today. It was good to see him. But yeah, once you get past that 15-minute mark, it ain't easy. So we wish him the best, and good luck to you, Slee. Meanwhile, DeMarco, you're still here. Great.
What did you say? I wasn't listening.
I was just taking a swing just for the
I
fun.
wasn't listening. I didn't hear you at all.
Worked together at Yahoo.
Yes.
I did my show by myself.
Right. Not easy.
It's not easy. And you would get frustrated with me frequently because I would go long with interviews because I needed somebody to talk to once an hour.
Right.
Because
I think Mickey Hatcher one's like 40 minutes.
The other
talked to Mickey Hatcher for 40 minutes.
Maybe I don't think Mickey's got enough words to talk for 45 minutes, but that's another.
That's a record.
It was like one segment, okay, cool. 2 segments,
Yeah.
cool. 3 segments, I'm running out of gas. That 4th segment, it's like you need somebody to talk to.
It gets insanity. Yes. My oldest daughter, when she was younger, career day. What does your dad do for a living? He sits in a room and he talks to himself and he wears makeup because that's all she saw.
She didn't say he's a former football player.
No, that's all she saw because I took her to work at Fox. Got makeup on, went out there, and I was talking to myself, to her, but I'm talking to a camera.
Sits in a room and talks and wears makeup.
Right. Stop the room. And then I do sports
Oh,
broadcast.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least there was that.
Exactly. But yes, it makes sense. Yeah, it's hard.
What sort of makeup guy were you? Were you the chatty? Oh, you're always the chatty guy. But would you enjoy the pampering,
Except
or was
for
it a
that.
necessary evil?
Except for that, just get it done as fast as possible. I mean, not too much. I can't sit there and have somebody like dusting my face
would
for
they
hours.
draw in your hairline?
No, we didn't have to do that. I was younger then.
I wanted them to do that for me.
Yes, that's why I can't wait to see Worthy because we would sit next to each other.
At Fox?
At Fox. He would get made up, and I get made up, and we'd chop it up. I haven't seen him in a long time. Can't wait to see him.
You going to go to Ralph's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I haven't seen him in a minute. Yeah, I got to see him.
By the way, you could join Mason and Ireland broadcasting live from that Ralph's supermarket they hit up before on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Right there on Hawthorne, the big old Ralph's there. They're going to be there tomorrow, noon to 3. And Lakers legend James Worthy will be there. And apparently, Rams legend DeMarco Farr. You have your chance to win great memorabilia, some great giveaways. Plus, you can enter the ESPN LA, the Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes. Winery Sweepstakes.
Nice.
Tried to say that 10 times. For a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Was there 3 weeks ago.
You were at Coppola Winery?
I was.
I didn't know you went to Coppola.
We
How
did.
was it?
It was tremendous.
Was it good enough to make a crappy movie?
Well,
Are you saying he makes crappy
So-
movies?
Megapolis is flat.
Okay.
It's fallen a little flat. The wine was great. The grounds were beautiful. It's a fantastic trip. Couldn't recommend it.
Is that movie out?
Yeah.
Did you
But
buy
now it made $1 million last weekend.
Ooh,
It
goodness.
cost $120 million to make.
my God.
Well, that's not good. Those aren't good margins.
Of his own money.
No,
bad
that's
margin.
not good.
Wait a minute. He put his own money in?
He basically
120 of his own million.
he
You never
sold
put your
off-
own money in.
He did.
He sold off Francis Ford Coppola, portions of it, to make this movie because no other studio would make it. And this is his dream project, and it's not great.
Maybe you should have listened. What's it about?
You would think when you have a winery in life and you made The Godfather, let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
So it's about
And
kind of
Apocalypse Now. I mean, he's made some.
Yeah, but I'm just going to go with The Godfather and the winery.
Sure.
That's enough for me.
He's not going to be broke, though.
It
No,
stars
but-
Adam Driver. It stars Aubrey Plaza. It has John Voight in it. It has a lot of known actors, but it looks like it is filmed on a lot of green screen.
The current Ishtar.
Yeah,
Ishtar.
it's about
That was the Warren Beatty flop. The Waterworld was another one.
Waterworld.
Glass Gate. That's right.
it's going to be up there with those guys.
By the way, the great Beto Duran has sent me a vegan taqueria. But that's not a taco truck. That's a restaurant. That's a storefront.
But this is a Viva Vegan Tacos. He sent me this one that is a taco truck in Colton and Upland and Echo Park.
That's the
3
one I got.
different locations that is vegan tacos.
Eddie
Viva
Carrillo
Vegan
also
Tacos.
sent it to us too.
There you go. So it exists. DeMarco, you can get your vegan tacos.
I never said I wanted a vegan taco. See? That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
you
I
did. We
never
all
said
heard you.
that.
Yeah,
but now
look
that
at
you
you,
know
I
that
never
it-
said that.
Now that you know it exists,
You
you're a
asked
little
me
intrigued.
what I get at a taco truck. I said a burrito.
Burrito.
Yes, I never said give me a vegan taco.
You don't like a torta? Have you ever had a torta from one of those taco joints?
I have.
Yeah, you can put asada, you can put
Yeah.
whatever you want.
We were talking about tortas earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that.
You get a sandwich anywhere.
You can.
No. Don't, a torta is different.
A torta is different.
I know
Yeah,
it's
come
different, but I understand the difference. It's a sandwich, right?
It's
I mean,
like-
at its most basic level, it's meat between bread.
Sure, but it's
Hot
not.
sandwich.
But
Is a hot
but it's
dog
not
a
the same.
sandwich?
Sure.
Okay.
But a taco and a burrito with the tortillas and the rice and the beans, that's just a whole nother
By the way,
level.
at the USC game on Saturday in the one of the field suites, they had a great spread of the great sausages. But their buns were top-end buns. I've never had that before, where you open the bun on the top, and then you just kind of slide
it in.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting.
Was it satisfying?
2 of them were, yeah.
Okay.
What? You slide the bun?
No, you
In-
open the top, then you put the wiener in there. Or sausage in this case.
Okay.
And then you can
I'm just
dress
gonna leave
it.
that alone.
And
Okay,
then
I'm
you
just
can
gonna
dress
leave
it.
it right where it
Dress
is.
it to your own liking.
Yes.
I was heard in the second quarter of the USC game on Saturday saying, somebody get me a Lincoln Riley bobblehead. I had given up hope. I was done.
No, not you. You abandoned ship.
For Rachel, she was going to buy hats because Cappy didn't bring a hat to a football game on a Saturday afternoon.
At the Coliseum?
At the Coliseum.
That's
a fine.
I said, find me a bobblehead, dear.
That's a
and I
fine.
will smash it on Monday.
Come on. It was 21-10.
That's when you go
Yeah,
buy
but it
a
looked
hat.
bad. It looked bad.
Yeah.
But then the second half, they made
They
adjustments.
play 2 halves.
Well, they do.
Yeah, and they looked a lot better.
But they have started slow 2 games in
Yes,
a row.
yes.
That's kind of concerning. They lost 1-1, but they have big opponents still left. They have Penn
Look.
State. They have Notre Dame.
The Penn State game really scares me.
It could be a thing for sure. Here's the good news about SC so far in their Big Ten. They played 2 games, but I'm going to throw the LSU game in there too because that's high-level competition. The nightmare scenario was you come out, LSU whacks you, Michigan whacks you, and then you go up against one of those middle-of-the-pack Big Ten teams like Wisconsin, and you look like you are struggling, even if you win the game. It's not what's
That means
happened.
it's going bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That you are overwhelmed by this level of competition.
They look right at home in the Big Ten.
They look right at home,
Yes.
and that helps recruiting. That helps everything else to look. We may not win the conference in our first year. They might. We'll see. But they're clearly not going to get steamrolled to where at the bottom where they're with the Purdue's and the Rutgers and those sorts of schools. They're going to be in the top quarter of the league.
Yes.
And that's where they need to be in that first year.
I've heard they're drawing interest from boosters. They're gaining more money.
Booster.
They're getting good feedback on recruits. Like they are building to win the Big Ten.
I don't like a Saturday trip to Minnesota, though. That just seems like one of those sticky.
Now it
So
gets
it's not
real.
cold.
Yeah,
It's not
That's
cold,
good
no,
news.
but it's just a long trip.
now it gets real.
You've
Hey, look, that
Minnesota,
long trip
you
thing,
never know.
That long trip thing, that's their life now.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's a long trip. Now, unless you're playing UCLA, Oregon,
When are you leaving for that trip? Friday or Thursday?
Friday.
You're going to leave Friday.
I would think so.
Friday.
Well, it's DeMarco. They're student athletes. They got to get to class.
That's why I'm asking. So you're going to leave midday.
I mean, God, they can't. What if they miss chemistry on Thursday?
You're going to have to. You're going to leave midday, get there, land, and then play. You're basically a pro.
There's nothing about it that isn't
Yeah,
pro.
you're basically a pro
You
athlete
get
now.
paid. You travel.
Yes.
You play in front of 100,000 people. It's on TV.
12-team
What's
playoff.
not a pro?
You're a pro now.
They don't have contracts where they have to stay there for 4 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
I don't know the last time I've watched a Minnesota college football game.
If
ever. Have
They're
I
doing
watched
the
them
same
play-
thing. They're still running the ball.
I watched them play UNC earlier this year, and they ended up losing just barely off of a last-second field goal, and they set off fireworks either way.
Yes.
Minnesota's
Yeah.
coming to L.A. in 3 weeks. They play the Bruins. I'm going to go check that one out.
They're
So
solid.
we'll
Really?
see.
Yeah. They always have a bunch
Me
of
and
good
Brian.
running backs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
Go to the Rose Bowl for that?
Yeah, and it's late.
Brian Cohen?
No, my buddy Brian Beckner,
What's
Baller
wrong with the
Lifestyle
Rose Bowl?
Podcast.
Oh, God.
Well, it's far, first of all, from where I live. Like,
Okay.
really
Not easy to-
far.
yeah.
And
Not easy to get in and out.
Getting in and out of the Rose Bowl makes Dodger Stadium seem easy. Makes SoFi seem easy.
And once you're past October, it's freezing at night. Freezing.
I don't mind
Okay.
the cold.
The coldest
so much.
2 nights of my life have been at the Rose
At
Bowl.
the Rose Bowl.
It gets it's getting in and out of there. Although with UCLA, it's not the Rose Bowl game, so maybe it's a little bit easier. There's only 10,000
Yeah,
UCLA fans.
you'll breeze
there.
out.
Yeah, maybe.
You
Not
don't
a lot
get
of
you
people
don't get
go.
all like nostalgic when you see the Rose Bowl when you're going in.
You do? I don't know if you know this about it. I go to the Rose Bowl every year. I've been to the Rose Bowl
You
game
told me
January
this.
1st
Yeah.
like 40 times in my life. It's
Yes.
it's the family reunion thing we've done over and over.
Special place.
It means something very near and
Okay.
dear to my heart. Going to a UCLA game at the Rose Bowl does not conjure
That's
up
not
those
fun
same
for you?
feelings.
Okay. All right.
No, they're bad and they get stomped and it's empty and it's usually pretty boring.
If they were good, it'd be okay. I don't think they're going to be good
But
for
it's
a
not
while,
the same
though.
nostalgia as like the Rose Bowl
No.
game because it's like right around it's in the holiday season.
yeah, you're not working.
Yeah, exactly.
I have never gone to the Rose Bowl to see a game as a spectator.
Really?
Never.
You played in 2 or 3?
Three.
Three. How many did you win?
I take that back. I saw my brother play a few times. That's right, but that's way back in the 80s.
How many did you win as a player?
2-1.
Who beat you?
We beat Iowa. We beat Michigan. Lost to Michigan.
Okay.
So we beat Gerbach. We lost to Gerbach. We
Oh.
beat Gerbach, won the national championship, and then
greatness
the next
of
year we
Elvis
lost.
Gerbach.
Yes.
Elvis. There should be more guys named Elvis.
There aren't. There aren't any more people
He
named
came
Elvis.
after Montana, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'd also be a billionaire right now if he played in today's game.
Elvis
Oh,
Gerbach?
Yes.
Why?
Because quarterback play is so bad.
Did you not see Todd? Was it Tyler Huntley?
Yeah,
Todd Huntley was the catcher in baseball. Tyler Huntley is the bad quarterback.
Yes. Yeah.
He used to back up Lamar.
Lamar.
Yeah. And,
Utah.
and
He's a Ute.
Do you guys follow Kurt Warner on Twitter?
I do not.
If you want to have a good laugh, follow him.
About quarterbacks?
Oh, my God.
Does he light him up?
Oh, he is Archie Bunker.
Oh,
my God,
all right.
he is Archie Bunker.
Add it to the list.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give you some good news and the other stuff about our Dodgers, DeMarco. That's coming up next. It's Trav. It's DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
BMO Stadium is the place to be tomorrow night.
Olivier Giroud has scored! It's 1-0!
LAFC are playoff bound, but first must finish the final 4 games of the regular season. Hawanga, Giroud, Lloris, and the Black and Gold welcome St. Louis City SC to downtown LA. Pre-game coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
This is the Rams Report. Here's Travis Rogers.
After the first 4 weeks of the season, the Rams find themselves in a very serious hole after a 24-18 loss to the Chicago Bears drops their record to 1-3. The Rams dominated in just about every statistical category that there is, getting more first downs than the Bears, getting better on third down than the Bears, more total yards, more offensive plays, and more yardage per play. But the categories that matter the most, turnovers, 2 for the Rams, none for the Chicago Bears, and of course, on the scoreboard at 24-18. Kyron Williams, a good day on the ground, 19 carries, 94 yards. He did get into the end zone for a 7th consecutive game, averaging nearly 5 yards per play. Ronnie Rivers doing a good job on the ground as well. 6 carries, 26 yards, just a little over 4 yards per carry. The Rams dropped to 1-3. Up next, the Green Bay Packers at SoFi Stadium. With Tuesday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
That's today's Rams Report on your home of Rams football. 710 ESPN.
Country's hottest rising star, Riley Green.
There was this girl
Live.
drink in her hand, shoot me a lead.
Friday, October 18th, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Riley Green, live in concert. On sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com or call 760-342-5000. Riley Green, live.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
I got a condo in
On a live imaging Tuesday of the Travis and DeMarco Show. Why are we playing Bruno Mars?
Just cause.
Oh. What happened to the homie records? Well, you get
This
that
is a
vegan
homie
taco.
record.
This is the music they played at the vegan taco truck.
Oh, my
exactly.
God.
What is Bruno Mars, like 5'3"?
Barely.
It's pretty short.
Yes.
Speaking of Trudell, this Friday, Lakers preseason gets underway. You're here on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Wow.
Nicely
That's
done.
my friend, though.
That's
Of
pretty
course.
I thought for sure this was going to lead into you accusing me of being a height bully.
You are. Bully. Yeah. Are you a height bully?
A little bit.
You pick on little people?
I don't pick on them. I just like to point it out.
Okay. Like we took a picture on Saturday at the Coliseum. My guys, Sua Cravens.
Yeah.
Cappy.
Yeah. What about him?
And then my boy Sean Cody. And Sua said, hey, no, Chris, you got to get over here. You're taller. And it just felt nice. Okay, now maybe the 6'4" Sua was putting me on. But he didn't try to humiliate me. He didn't say, you can't bench 300 like Sean, so go over there. No, he said, Chris, you're taller. Get back here with us.
I think he was trying to be nice.
Trav, are you like Randy Newman singing Short People?
Sure. I do know. Like it doesn't bother me when they lean into it. It's when they fight it, when they wear the high-heeled boots and they try to pretend that it's not really happening. Poof your hair, take longer steps.
Yes.
Like there may have been somebody in my life at some point that thought that wearing larger shoes and taking long steps and bouncing up and down when you walk maybe made you look a little taller. It didn't, but that's just me.
I had a friend who got married, and not a friend who lives in LA, so not that friend, but he wore lifts at his wedding.
Yeah.
So that he could be the same height as his wife.
You are. I'm bald.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be bald.
Yes.
If you're 5'4", you got to be 5'4". That's fine. It's no big deal.
I'm not 5'7".
Just don't pretend
I'm 5'8".
that you're 5'6".
Does it matter? Yes.
Yeah.
You're 5'7". I'm 5'8". Does it really matter?
It's like a lie.
Yes. How tall are you? Are you 6 feet?
Don't get him started.
No, I'm asking you. Are you 6 feet?
I am, but he swears I'm not. So what's the point?
I'm barely 6 feet. I'm like 6. I'm under 6'1".
You're taller than 6 feet.
I'm under 6'1", though.
You're taller than 6 feet. Go ahead, Travis.
What? Do you make fun of me?
Now, here's the thing. We would take pictures for years, the morning show. Who did I work with? Keyshawn, LZ, and Travis.
Oh.
They're all over 6 foot. Of course I'm going to look like short.
Okay. A bunch of dudes.
And then you had Raj and I, who were about the same height. And then you had Jorge. And he would always be like, oh, no, you short guys. Okay.
No, I never said short
Jorge's
guys.
like my height.
I would just say that when Chris would say he was 6 feet tall, I would look at that as...
You're not 6 feet tall.
No.
Are you 6 feet?
If I am 6 feet, it doesn't matter to him. Because guys like him love to go, oh, no, you're just 5'11". Okay.
I don't think 5'11" might be pushing it.
No, what are you talking about? I got measured for years.
Wow.
By who?
Okay,
by coaches.
Wow.
You played in sports, they measure you.
What did they measure you? Are
They
you
measure,
6 feet?
Yeah, 6 feet, and then they measure other things.
I got to see this. Yes.
Speaking of people who deny reality, Aaron Rodgers was on Pat McAfee show today, and he said that him and Robert Saleh are best buddies. Play over.
You know, I don't know what the going on outside of my just have the rest are and no one got his back. I want to relate since day one. You know, say about it.
Not sure about that. Yeah.
But also, does text message threads mean that you're best buddies? Because I'm on text threads that I don't care about.
It may not be a lie, but it's obvious you don't respect him, or at least that's what you're giving off.
There's nothing about the relationship.
If you guys are friends, then you're a bad friend.
It's a relationship that is wildly tilted. The power dynamic is incredibly tilted towards Rodgers.
Of course, it's impossible to coach him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
But you can't do what Saleh did this weekend, which is come out after the game where I think they had 5 false start penalties.
Yes.
Start complaining about the cadence. Go away for a day, and then come back the next day and say, it wasn't the cadence. Because clearly you aggravated Rodgers in some capacity.
Yes.
He made it known that he was aggravated by it, and you're so worried about offending him, losing him, getting steamrolled by him, that you felt the need to run over and apologize to him as opposed to saying, no, we got to clean. Part of the reason that we had trouble with it is because of the way that you were calling the snap count.
Correct.
So let's get this fixed. He's not coaching. He's trying to placate this guy.
I don't know if there's a point. I don't know if there's a way to get back for Robert Saleh. I don't know if you can get this back because you've lost a lot of respect around
what happens
the league.
When the head coach has lost important people in the locker room? What happens next?
If you don't win, you get fired. Even if you do win, you might get fired. You can't have the inmates running the asylum. Who said that? Wasn't that a bad thing?
That was
the owner of the Panthers.
Yes.
If you take it into that context.
Yeah, well, it depends what
But you know what I mean.
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
Yeah, you can't have a mutiny. The head coach is supposed to be in
But
charge.
what if it's not even a mutiny? What if it's just the guy's talking and these guys are just not listening, rolling their eyes, chopping
If you
it
start
up?
losing and you start looking as bad as they did the last time out, then you get fired. You're not firing Aaron Rodgers. You're firing,
but it's not like Aaron
you're firing
Rodgers.
Saleh.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that he's the guy that goes first.
Yes.
But it's not like Rodgers is out there lighting it up. They've played 4 games. He's played well once.
No, but he's still special. You know this, right? You can see the talent still there.
Sure.
He's still one of the best
But I'm not
quarterbacks
getting
we've ever
anything
seen.
out of it.
No, but I think that's more of a reflection on Saleh than anything else. Yeah, it's not Rodgers. I think it's him.
So how do you coach a guy that is larger than life, that has the respect of the players because of the talent, that is
You better set the tone early.
Clearly not
Yeah.
going to fall in line because he's not going to respect the position, right?
Yeah.
Just because I'm the head coach doesn't mean that you're going to listen to me. I have to earn your respect. How do I do that?
Okay, did you guys see the Hard Knocks with the Jets when he first got there before he blew out the Achilles?
Yes.
And the way Saleh was talking about him to the other players, it rubbed me the wrong. Hey, tomorrow we're going to play the big guy. Who? Rodgers? Yeah. So you're calling your own quarterback the big guy. So he's different. You're treating him different than everyone else. You've become a fanboy of your own quarterback. So you could tell then he ceded control of the football team to Rodgers. And I think
Can he get it back?
No.
I don't think once it's gone, right? It's like anything else. They're in relationships.
Yes.
And once somebody has relinquished the power, you don't get it back.
No, there was a guy in college, he was at Cal, and he was our offensive coordinator, took the head coaching job at Cal.
Tedford?
Not Tedford. And you would never know this guy.
Okay.
They had a running back named Russell White from down here.
Oh, yeah, Crespi High School.
He was the guy.
Yeah.
So we would ask them, like, how is Gilby doing? So he let Russell sit out spring football because Russell was that important. So the rest of the team is going through drills and scrimmaging while Russell is watching from the stands. Now, how do you build a team like that? So what's good for us is not good for him, or he's better than all of us. When you have that, there's no way out of that, and there's no way back from that. You've already lost your football
team. And then you
team.
got Rodgers, who exacerbates it.
Yes.
Who not only would...
Who plays into it.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one thing if you say, look, you go sit over there, we're going to practice over here, you're sitting out. All right, fine. But then he's almost like, yeah, I don't even have to practice.
Right.
Look at you guys over there. And not like calling out the players, but I got this guy wrapped around my finger.
Yes.
I can do whatever I want.
And
he doesn't have any authority over me.
And he's showing you that every single moment of every day. I told you that for a while. They're going to fire Saleh because of Rodgers.
He's going to get himself fired because they're not winning, because he's not in control, because they just look they don't look any better than they did a year ago with all those other randos playing quarterback, with
Definitely
Zach
not.
Wilson playing
Nope.
quarterback.
They are better. He's better, but they're not better. And that means you go. And I would hire him in a New York minute to be my defensive coordinator.
So
I'd give him whatever he wants to run that side of the road.
The ultimate example of this. Remember Norm Chow?
Of course I do.
Right. So Norm Chow was the guy that put together that wild SC offense with Pete Carroll.
An offensive genius.
Just they'd score 40 points a game. Just bang, bang, bang. He goes to UCLA. Bang, bang, bang. They're scoring plays all over the place. You give him a head coach, I was like, yep, nothing. Why doesn't it translate?
Running an offense is different than leading a football team.
What's the difference?
There's so much more that goes into being a head coach. Everybody has a problem that goes through you. From top to bottom. Ownership has a problem, they got to talk to you. Coaches have a problem, they have to talk to you. When you're the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, you only worry about one side of the room. It's somebody else's problem to deal with everything else. All I know is I can put the ball in the box, period, or I can stop you from getting there. It's so much easier being in that role than a head coach.
So why not hire guys that are larger than life managers, as opposed, and then get 2 football guys? Get a guy that is a Norm Chow on offense. Find a Buddy Ryan that's on defense that just know exactly what you're talking about. The football. This guy lines up here. This guy lines up here. We're going to put this guy here. We'll put this guy here. And you, by the way, you are the CEO. You're the manager. I'll take all the questions, all the problems. But when it comes to football, I'm going to delegate it.
Some of those guys are jerks too. Some of those guys I don't want on the staff.
Yeah.
I hate them. You don't want to bring them in. But that would be like what's going on with the Washington Commanders. Dan Quinn is a great head coach, and he's a great defensive mind. But he's not an offensive guy. So who's running his offense? Right? Mm-hmm. Cliff. Mm-hmm. Cliff knows offense, can't lead men. You do that, I'll score for you. That's a perfect match.
And draft Jaden Daniels.
Yes, but you weren't dropped Aaron Rodgers. I think only a few can coach that guy.
Who could do it? Could
Belichick.
McVay could do it.
McVay could coach him. Belichick. Andy Reid could coach him. Guys that wouldn't put up with that
Shanahan?
crap. Shanahan could coach them. That wouldn't put up with that nonsense. You are a player just like everyone else.
I would love to see that. All right, we didn't get to the Dodgers. There's some very good news and other stuff that we'll do next. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Next Gen, the official AC heat and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's not just according to the thousands of 5-star reviews that they have online. That's according to me. I've had Next Gen out to the house a couple of times myself, and right now at Next Gen, you can get an $88 drain cleaning. You heard me right, $88 for a drain cleaning, and they're going to throw in a free plumbing camera inspection. So if you've got that slow drain in your house, and really who doesn't, call Next Gen, 833-3-NEXT Gen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, and you can say goodbye to all of your AC heating or plumbing problems. And if you're concerned about the air quality in your home, you got allergy problems potentially, why not call Next Gen and breathe easy with indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason in Ireland today at 1 after Travis and DeMarco.
LeBron James, how are you, man?
You're kind of living your best life right now, aren't you?
I absolutely am. I had a hell of a summer. My son got drafted by the legendary Lakers, went off to Paris, and brought home gold.
Yeah. We saw you at an Adele concert in Europe.
That's why you sing it. You were singing Fire to the Rain, I think.
Absolutely. That's a hell of a song. I love that
great
song.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason in Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Join Mason in Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Try me. There we go. Live Imaging Tuesday on the Travis and DeMarco Show with the Homie Records. Little JB, yo.
How tall is this guy?
JB? I don't know. The little guy.
Is he vegan?
JB
homie?
was not a vegan. James Brown was not a vegan.
Oh, yeah, James Brown was five?
Probably. But he had those big heels.
Yeah.
But
Desi Arnaz, James Brown,
right.
Al Pacino. You can
You
get
can't
away
be
with
tall and dance
You
like
can get
that.
away with
Yes.
the big heels. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I get it that you're, performing.
Yeah.
I understand. Like walking,
Tom Cruise?
Going to, Tom Cruise is a great one. Like going to the grocery store, if you see those heels, like, what's going on?
Wow. Fully committed. Yeah.
Well,
fully committed.
You can't ever let them see you sweat at that
This is
point.
true.
Yeah.
I do have a rock star that lives in my neighborhood that shows up at the grocery store, but I don't think he's a real rock star. But he is committed to the rock star look. Like he is straight out of the 80s.
Yeah, but Travis's family is annoying because they're all tall. Okay, even his daughter's taller than me. It's a little annoying.
She's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Your daughter's 6 feet tall?
But like a taller 6 feet than me.
A taller 6
That's how math works and
funny.
measurement.
Yeah, she's tall.
When did you hit 6 feet?
12 years old.
12 years old. Okay, you've
Something like
always
that.
been tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's skinny. So when
She
you're
is.
tall and skinny, you're going to look
You
longer
look
than me.
taller.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
She gets a lot of basketball, volleyball stuff, and
Like asking her, does she play?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it bothers her?
No. She
Oh.
actually kind of leans into it. She kind of likes it.
Didn't she play volleyball or no?
She did. Still does.
Well, that's what I
At
thought.
San Diego
6
State,
feet
yeah.
is not freakishly tall.
For a woman, it's pretty tall. And she's
It's tall, but
and
not
she's-
like 6'5".
But
No,
it's significantly tall.
And she's very, very thin, so
Yeah.
she looks
She
even
looks a
taller than
lot
she
taller.
is.
If you're 5'10" and above as a woman, you get like, oh, you're tall.
Yeah.
I dated a 5'10" woman once who then wore heels a lot. I felt like Al
Nice.
Pacino a lot.
Wow.
It wasn't fun.
What did the lady tell me? I'm not 6'2", I'm 5'13". It was so funny how she said that.
5'13" is
5'14".
pretty funny.
That was it. Yeah.
So last few days, Chris Christopherson, Dikembe Mutombo, Pete Rose, and just saw this come across. John Amos
Oh,
just
no.
passed. Yeah.
James Evans?
Yeah.
From Good Times?
James Evans and McDowell from Coming to America.
Coming to
He's
America.
been in a million different
Yes.
things. But yeah, John Amos, how old is he? 84? Is that what I saw?
Man.
84 years old.
Let me say
John
it.
Amos.
Damn. My God. Really? He's dead?
Yep.
No, that's
Yep.
dang, that's heartbreaking.
Also, Gavin Creel too. I know we aren't big like musical theater Broadway people, but he is a huge, and he died pretty young as well. He was 48 of cancer.
John Amos is one of those guys that could be very funny and super intimidating. He was, Chris, you'll remember this. He was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs in the West Wing for a number of years.
Yes, yeah.
And he was a good, I think he was an admiral in the show.
Yeah.
And he was terrifying. He's in charge of the whole military.
Admiral Fitzgerald.
A
That's it.
turncoat soldier in Die Hard 2.
Oh, yeah.
And
He was
played-
one of the bad
and
guys.
played a badass. Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
right.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's with the guy who was doing naked karate at the beginning of the movie.
Yes, that guy. Yes. And he was in this movie called Beastmaster. Have you seen Beastmaster?
So Beastmaster was on TNT every day from 1984 till 2003.
You remember he was in that movie?
I don't remember.
Wearing
him
a
in that movie.
loincloth?
No.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes,
Is he pretty
yes.
jacked?
Oh, yeah, he swole up.
All
but I'm
right.
like, that's James Evans. That's JJ's dad.
R.I.P. John Amos.
Yes.
84. So that's a lot of people
God
in the
bless
last
him.
couple of days.
But Tombo's the one that gets 58.
58.
58. Wow.
He
Unreal.
spoke 6 different languages.
Wow.
Incredibly smart guy. Went to Georgetown not to play basketball, but to go to medical school. He
Right.
was going to study medicine and bring back. And I think he did build hospitals in Congo.
A
That's where
7-foot doctor.
Yeah, that would be he walks into your hospital room, whoa.
He would scare you
Yeah.
healthy. Yes. Who's taking a beating because of him, right? Oh, Rob Schneider. The comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sending out stupid tweets about Mutombo.
okay.
Yes. Okay.
But there is, speaking of very tall, very fit people being doctors, the guy on the Bears at Hard Knocks, he delayed his acceptance, I believe, into Howard Medical School to play for the Bears.
Is that not Myron Roll?
I don't know if he got.
No,
he
he's
made
a
the cut or
Myron
not.
Roll was an
Is a
All-American
doctor.
at
Yeah.
Florida State, and he's like a neurosurgeon. He's like a brain surgeon.
He is a doctor.
Yeah.
There was one guy when I was growing up named John Frank, played tight end for the 49ers.
I don't remember him.
Went to the Pro
His
Bowl.
name is Ian Wheeler. The
Ian
guy
Wheeler.
we're talking about.
John Frank went to the Pro Bowl twice as a tight end for the Niners and retired and became a doctor. I'm only here to pay for medical school, and was a baller.
That's a hell of a way to moonlight. Is an
Yes.
NFL Pro Bowl tight end?
If you look up Google search John Frank, you will see him pancaking LT.
Oh, really?
He was good, and then all of a sudden, I'm done. I'm going to go be a doctor now. I respect those guys. I really do. Have a plan.
The plan, yes, but to have both of those shots in your bag, because medical school is not just going to college or getting an MBA or something. Medical school is a decade worth of advanced education that you have to have not only the intellect to do, but the proclivity to do it, and then
The
to be
endurance.
and the endurance, right?
Yeah.
Then to be an athlete that takes all of your physical endurance, all of your physical toughness, that you don't usually get the mental and the physical quite like
This
that.
is true. Those are special guys. What was that little guy? There's that documentary, The Convicts and versus Catholics. Have you seen that?
I have. That's a 30 for 30, yeah.
Remember the kicker from Notre Dame? His last name was Ho. He did a little funny thing with his hands.
I don't remember him.
He's a doctor now.
I'm always amazed at the Olympics, too. There's a couple that they're both in medical school, but they're also both Olympians. Like, my sister is in medical school, and she barely has enough time to, like, brush her teeth. Like, to have enough time to train to be a top athlete, that's insane.
Is Gabby Douglas the runner, the Olympian? Is
Gabby Douglas is a gymnast.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the runner? Gabby.
Tell
I know
me
who
more
you're talking about.
this
You're talking about she's the sprinter.
The 200-meter specialist.
She's from Harvard.
Yes. Is she a doctor?
Yes. She's in medical school.
Yes. Now, that's too much. You got everything.
Yeah,
you got everything.
She's pretty good.
Yes.
She's pretty good. Here's the good news about the Dodger pitching, okay? Bullpen specifically. The starting pitching is going to go how Yamamoto goes. I'll make a call right now. Flaherty pitching game 1 will pitch 5 or 6 innings and give up 2 or 3 runs. And then you got to figure it out from there. And I think you'd take it. Yamamoto's the wild card. Your bullpen's going to be the reason you advance or not. If they're as good as they've been, they got a chance. If they get burned out, and not because they're not good, but because they're overused, I think that's why you go out. Here's the good news. Michael Kopech has been really good. Blake Trinan hasn't given up a run in 15 innings. He's hot as a pistol.
You trust him.
Alex Vezia has an ERA this season under 2. He's been lights out. Those are 3 guys that can pick up big, that 7, 8, 9, right?
Yes.
You go Vezia, Trinan, Kopech. Cool. Got a shot. Daniel Hudson, Evan Phillips, and Ryan Brazier have an ERA over 5 since the beginning of September. Those guys are going to have to pitch. They're going to have to pitch
better.
They're going to have to pitch the 6th inning or the 5th inning. You're going to have to find a way to get those guys through those innings because no matter how good those guys are at the back, those guys towards the front of the pen, if they blow it up, it doesn't matter what's happening at the back.
Or hope your starters go long.
They're not going to go
stay
7
with
innings.
them. Or stay with them. And you might have to stay with them 1 inning beyond, right?
Have you watched the Dodgers in the
postseason?
postseason?
I mean, but this might be different.
They do not deviate from the plan.
You're going to have to.
This guy pitches. DeMarco, I couldn't agree more. Look at my face.
Right.
I couldn't agree more
Yes.
that they should, that they have to. What I'm telling you is that they will not.
They will not deviate from the plan.
They have not deviated from the plan in 12 years. Why would year 13 be different?
I see why you're the way you are. I mean, so you may have to have Flaherty go a little bit deeper. Yamamoto may have to go a little bit deeper. Walker Buehler.
Tommy Lasorda would
have to go a little bit deeper. Yes.
Because Tommy Lasorda got to make the decisions. This is from on high. This guy for this long, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy.
They can't fire you in the middle of a series. So if it works, you're a hero. If it works, and you're Dave Roberts, and you turn off the phone.
That's an interesting question.
Yes,
that's an interesting question.
They cannot fire me during the game.
Okay. It better work.
Yes,
because
so I have to win.
At the end of the day, let's say it's game 2, and you say, you know what? I know Yamamoto's supposed to come out here. He's telling me he's feeling good. Run him out there again.
Phone's ringing. I got messages. Get him out.
Then that night, you're having a conversation. The next day, it's you better not ever do that again. If you do it again, you better win the World Series.
But we
or else
won.
You're getting canned.
But we won. My decision worked out. He stayed longer. We won.
If you don't win the World Series in that situation, now you're finally, because you did put your own neck out there, this is from on high.
So if I'm Dave, it's damned if I do, damned if I don't.
No.
If we don't win the World Series, I'm fired anyway.
No.
Or at least that's what people think.
I do not.
Okay.
You're damned if you do and it doesn't work. If you do it and it works, you probably stay. Or you just let it ride and you keep a very good job and you make a lot of money and you get a ton of talent. You get to live in a cool place. You get to have a high profile, all of those things.
So be safe.
Just
be safe.
Just follow the plan.
Be safe and stay comfortable.
And the plan might work, might not, but it might.
Or go against your gut feeling. Uh-oh.
There is no gut feeling.
I mean, look.
I'm sure he has it, but
sure.
I'm not allowed to act on it. What's the point?
I need him to stay. I need him to pitch one more inning. One more batter.
That's
my gut.
How's the bobblehead feeling over there?
See, that's why.
Is it gonna be another year?
That bobblehead's never been safer.
He's never going to be fired.
It's never been safer.
Well, no, the bobblehead doesn't go if he's safe. The bobblehead goes if he gets knocked out of the playoffs.
Yes.
Oh, you're. Okay. Oh, then no. The
bobblehead's definitely in danger.
No,
bring an eye protection.
My thing is make the World Series. Mason says he has to win the World Series or he's in trouble.
The only way I think they would do something, and I don't even know if this would do it, is if they went out in the division series again. And even then, I don't know if they'd do it.
How beautiful would it be, DeMarco?
To get knocked out of the The division series? That
Just
would
for the
suck.
bit.
That would be the third year in a row.
That would suck.
That'd be the third. They've had the best record in the National League 3 of the last 5 years, and this would be 3 years in a row you're out in the first round.
Yeah, that really sucks for Dodger fans because it's
You
not
don't
like
say.
You're not, but you're not going to not show up next year. Some
No,
teams just stop showing up.
We'll show up. We'll enjoy it. It'll be fun. Shohei
Yeah.
had another 45 home
Yeah.
runs, and it'll be fun. And we'll say, hey, this year could be different. And then all the pitchers' arms will explode, and we'll be out of guys by the middle of
Dave's
July.
gonna smile
Then you're
'cause he's
pitching
a
a bunch
nice
of
guy.
AAA guys,
Nice
and then
guy,
you get a couple
Dave.
of guys back towards the end that give you a little bit of hope, and then you go
So
in
that
there,
parade
and the
when you
bullpen
win,
that you used
yeah.
for 6 months to keep your head above water finally implodes, and then it's like, yeah, we're out again.
That parade you're going to have if you do win is not going to be like celebration. It's going to be relief.
It'll be euphoric.
Relief, like
no,
you ended the pain.
It finally happened. It's been since 1988 since they've had a full season.
He may
World
have
Series.
to go with his gut at some point if you're going to win a World Series, especially with the way you're built
Should,
right now.
Won't. The Dump, Super Crosstalk coming up next. It's Trav, it's DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Shop Macy's VIP sale going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest fall trends from designers that rarely go on sale. And save 15% off skincare, makeup, fragrances, and more. Plus, shop fall specials for even more great deals on top brands at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Trojan fans, want to go to the USC-UCLA rivalry game at the Rose Bowl? Just grab an icy cold Coors Light and visit CoorsLight.com/college football. Enter the keyword SCORE, and you got a shot to win your tickets to the game. It's all thanks to our great friends at Coors Light, the official beer of college football and proud partner of the USC Trojans on ESPN LA.
No purchase necessary. Starts 8/1/24. Ends 1/21/25 at 11:59 p.m. CT. Must be legal residents of 50 USDC, 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. Use keyword to get entries for keyword prizes. See official rules at www.CoorsLight.com/college football for entry instructions, keywords, odds, prizes, and restrictions. Sponsor Molson Coors Beverage Company, USA, LLC. 250 South Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, USA, 60606.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
For my love, for my true love.
Your mic's not on. I don't hear you.
Blue light?
Now your mic's on.
There we go. Such a thing.
Stop. I know when your mic was on and it wasn't. It wasn't on.
It's
okay.
fine.
Everybody, do you want to go back and get the audio?
No.
Anyway.
Pot this up for a second, though. I don't want to hear DeMarco anymore.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, look, Mason flipped me off. I do a bit where I walk in the middle of the show and I just flip him off.
Okay.
He flipped me off this time. I like it.
I'm sure you're used to it. You're used to it.
Mace he cut his hand open at the USC game.
Did you really?
On Saturday.
Let me see your hand. Where?
On what?
On a Dasani aluminum water bottle.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
And then Rachel went into a
You know, it was my middle finger, too. It was that
Was it?
finger, and it's still working, thank God.
Your bird finger is still functioning.
Nice.
Nice.
How do you cut your hand on a can?
The cap,
those things
the
are
cap
not easy
is
to
sharp.
The bottle thing. Yeah,
the cap could be sharp.
It's a weapon.
And it's hot. You know, senior citizens, they're not good in the heat.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, Trav. What were you going to say?
What was I going to say?
Something about a birthday.
Yes.
Got the dump.
Jimmy Carter turns 100 years old today. He's the first
100.
president ever to make it to 100 years old.
Bigger than a
I'll be
peanut.
honest.
Yeah.
I thought Jimmy Carter died like 5 years ago.
No, you didn't.
I really did.
Well, his presidency died after year one. But
I understand, Chris. I understand where your heart lies. I understand. I'm saying that he turned 100 today.
Congratulations. He was, by the way, probably the best human being we've ever had as president.
Yes.
One of. How old was Reagan when he passed? 80s?
80s.
80s. Okay.
Yeah. 100.
We've never had a 100-year-old
First one.
president.
First
Interesting.
one.
Wow.
I don't want to live to be 100.
Why not?
Reagan was 93, by the way, when he died.
Oh, 93.
93. I thought he was up there. Okay.
I'll take 100 if I can move around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't even need to be lucid. Like lucidity is not a prerequisite for me. But if I can move, we're good. If I can go for a walk, if I can sit outside and have a good time, then I'm good. But the second I'm stuck in the house,
when you become an issue,
yeah,
I got you.
I
But
don't wanna
100,
do
that's
that.
awesome. Way to go, Jimmy.
Take 85. Chris, I'm not asking you. I know your philosophy on these things. What do you want?
200.
200.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
barely can get by now.
200. Come on.
Mary Poppins turns 89 years old today.
Julie
Andrews is
No
89 years old.
I
If
don't think
Ireland
I've
were here,
actually
he could
seen
sing
Mary
some
Poppins.
Sound of Music for us.
I've
Right?
seen Sound of Music.
The hills are alive
with the
sound of music.
I don't think I've ever seen Mary Poppins.
What?
I don't think I've ever actually seen Mary Poppins. Have
could
you?
do- you could do hundreds of times.
It's a classic.
Yes. My family, when the kids were little, Mary Poppins was a crowd pleaser.
Yes.
So all three
Oh, you
kids would
told me
like
this.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we would watch it over.
I'm with you. I
and
haven't seen it either.
over
Mary
again.
Poppins.
Nah.
It's okay.
Well,
It's kind of weird.
Am I mixing her up with the Flying Nun?
Yeah, that's Sally Field.
That's
Yeah.
Sally Field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big fan.
Julie Andrews
Huge
is
fan.
also.
Smoking the Bandit?
Love
Smokey and the
Sally
Bandit.
Field.
Yes.
Love Sally
A
Field.
bandit. Nah,
Yeah.
never mind.
Gidget, the Flying Nun, Smokey and the Bandit. Sally Field is
Forrest Gump's mom.
not little then, but yeah.
Steel Magnolias, though?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That part in Forrest Gump, your mom sure does care about your education.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a weird
But
scene.
Julie
Yes, sir.
Andrews also was in a movie that was important to me as a kid. Not only Sound of Music and Mary Poppins, but also The Princess Diaries with
Anne
Anne
Hathaway.
They're in San Francisco, and she realizes that she's a real princess. But Julie Andrews was born to play a queen. She is so regal, so
Well,
great
she's
at that role.
British.
She's British, but she's also
British.
very poised, put together. And she also
Yes,
narrates
she's
Bridgerton
proper.
on Netflix as well.
Do you ever? Jorge watches boxing. When you get two British fighters talking trash, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's funny. So no,
I'm going to knock you out.
So before you even they may say, okay, this fighter's from the UK, right? And so you're watching the fight, and they go in there and they're hammering away at each other, and the fight ends, and then they put the guy in the ring, and they interview the guy. And you hear that accent, you're like, no, man, this doesn't add up at all.
It's hard to be tough talking like that.
But they just went out there and split each other's faces open, and it's like they sound like they're diplomats.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
He's Irish. That's different.
Yeah, different.
Let's see here. Muhammad Ali beat Joe Frazier in the Thrilla in Manila today in 1975, speaking of boxing.
Third fight.
That was the third fight.
Third fight, yes. That's the one that almost killed him. Almost killed both of them.
I mean, so you and I are roughly the same age. You're a little bit older.
Yeah.
But I know of Ali much more about reading about him, seeing movies about him. The only really fights I remember with him, I remember him fighting Larry Holmes. Like
Towards
at
the end.
very end. Like I don't have
with the mustache.
I don't have a great recollection of him myself seeing him fight. Like
I was
the
a kid watching people watch him fight. And come on, Mohammed. So who's that? Oh, it's Ali. He's the greatest. Joe Frazier came in and talked about that. In 99, we're in Philadelphia. He came and spoke to the team, and he said that he almost died at the end of that fight. And Ali said the same thing. Like, he quit right before I did. Like, they were both going to the end. Like, they hated each other that much.
What's the best fight you've ever gone to?
The best fight
I've been ringside to see.
Like, the event was fun or the fight
all
was
the
great?
Above. Give me both.
Mayweather versus Oscar.
Okay.
Was fantastic.
It's a bad night for me, financially. It's the only time I really gambled.
You lost? Yeah.
I didn't think there was any way that they were going to let Oscar lose on Cinco de Mayo, and they wanted multiple fights. So I put a lot of money on Oscar straight up.
Didn't work out for you.
No, pretty bad.
Look, it's obviously a pro Oscar crowd in here.
Yeah.
So
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, I said if Floyd wins, wait to celebrate until we get outside.
Yeah.
Because somebody in here lost a lot of money, and they're not going to be happy about
There's nothing like it. A championship fight has an energy that is just different than anything else. It's different than the Super Bowl. It's different than the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final, World Series, because there's malevolence in the air. There's about to be violence that's going to... The whole point of that is somebody's going to get hurt. That's the point of what's going to happen.
Let's get out of here.
Tyson...
No, Ireland just walked by to see if I was in. But
is that it?
I'm getting up now. So, John, you
There he
need
is.
to do
There
the
he is.
super cross.
Yeah. Tyson and Holyfield.
Tyson and
When
Holyfield.
Holyfield bit the ears.
I was at that fight.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so that was the most surreal scene I've ever
It
seen in my
turned
life.
insane, like, real quick.
In the casino, it was mayhem.
Yes. So it was crazy at the MGM. We're outside, and you know how crowds are.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody drops a bottle,
Yep.
and they
Sounded
thought
like
it was
a gunshot.
So everybody starts running. So I am running as fast as I can. I get passed by this short, fat dude, and he passed me like I'm standing still. And I'm like, I know that gate. Jerome! It's Jerome Bettis.
Really?
Yeah, oh, my God. He turned on the gas getting out of there. But everybody in the world was there for that
Was
fight.
he knocking people over?
No, he was actually dodging folks. Yes.
Oh, really?
Didn't you guys?
I bet he did a good job of dodging
He
people
did.
in his career.
Way
Yes.
back in the day, we used to go to all the fights.
We did.
We
yeah.
did. We went to all the
Back-
fights.
Back in the day, we would always go to all the big Vegas
Yeah, me
fights.
too.
We would hang out in that big room
Yep.
and all the
That
boxers.
tent, the parking lot.
Don King would stop in.
Don King would go spot to spot to spot. And
Yep.
Don King is one of the great performers of all time.
Oh, no question.
Put the other stuff aside. But when it came time for this red light to go on,
Man knew how to put on a
Don
show.
King would,
Wait.
you just sit back and go.
Put what stuff aside? The manslaughter?
Yeah.
The murders,
the pistol whipping the guy to death?
that kind of stuff.
That stuff.
Yeah, that
when-
stuff.
When did
Stealing
you
from the
guys
fighters.
stop talking about boxing?
When did we?
Yeah, when did
Specifically?
boxing fall off the
The
mainstream?
moment we stopped going to Vegas.
Is that
to
when it
talk
was?
About the
Okay.
fights. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They
I don't know
lo-
if that opportunity even exists anymore, or if they even do it anymore,
so
or we
was it-
just don't take them up.
I'm
on
sure Bill Kaplan was the guy, right?
Right,
Like, so
right.
Bill would send, and Bill was a famous PR guy.
Yep.
And I believe he worked for Bob Arum.
Right.
Right? And so you'd go to all the fights, and Don King's folks realized, okay, everybody's out here. Let's bring, so all the guys like us, we would go to all the
Right,
fights.
right.
We'd talk about the fight for a week.
Yep.
I
Yes.
don't know how many pay-per-views we probably all sold at one point or another.
Right.
But it was super fun. And then when you stop going, it's like, unless it's a Oscar fight, or now I guess if it, it could be, I don't know, take your pick of whoever you like right now, but there just isn't that one guy that kind of cuts through the way that it did with these guys. And we would go to
we don't have a ton of American stars. Yeah,
no.
That's the thing. No. Would you guys ever go to a UFC? No,
it's not for me.
Not at all.
Probably not.
No,
it's not for me.
Not for you.
Not
okay.
for me.
Ichiro got his 258th hit of the season today. He finished the single season with 262. I did the math on this morning.
Like, to put that in perspective, I think MLB leader for hits this year was Luis Ariz with exactly 200.
Yeah. Do you know how many hits 262 hits is? That's 1.6 hits every night.
That's crazy.
Every night he gets a hit and a half?
That's awesome.
Player.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yep.
Yes. And you have a bigger one here. You have Ohtani. A
Different.
bigger right
Ichiro.
Yes.
Well, faster. Stole more bases than Ichiro.
I don't know if he's faster, but he stole more bases.
Stole more bases.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably not faster, but probably not that much slower either. You know what we should do right now, Jorge? We should do a little super crosstalk. Bob.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
When was the last fight you guys went to?
Like,
it's been a long time.
Boxing fight? God, for me, probably Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah. Did you like boxing?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, okay.
And fights in Vegas where they're nothing like it.
That's what we're talking about. So much fun.
I think the last fight I saw was across the street. I think I saw a Klitschko fight over there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had a couple of them
He had a
over
couple
there.
right
I think I
at-
went to one of those too. It's not the same.
Not the same.
He
Not
puts
the
on
same.
snoozers. Klitschko wasn't a very exciting fighter.
And it's not the same as
Yeah.
going to Vegas because
It's
the
not
So
the-
you know when you see a couple and you say, well, those two look good together? One of the Klitschkos dated and has a child with Hayden Panettiere.
Vladimir.
Oh, yeah.
Vladimir. Yeah.
Who
She's
is
like a
about
little
maybe
short-
5 feet
Yeah,
tall.
she's very short.
And he's like 6'6", 270.
It doesn't look right.
Yeah, and you just go, whoa.
It doesn't
That's
look
a
right.
weird
But who's
How
going to
about
tell
the-
him?
How about the Bears guy that's dating Simone Biles? He also
Yes.
towers over
But at least,
Simone
but
Biles.
He's not very
He's
tall.
a defensive
Yeah,
back.
right.
Yeah, right,
Like it'd be
sure.
like if
Let's
she
go
was
with
taking tackle. That's the disparity. No, but even the fights across the street here, they're fun, but it's not the same level of excitement because of Vegas. And Klitschko, while the champ, it wasn't Tyson.
No, it wasn't like the
Holyfield. It wasn't
can't-miss
De La
fight of the
Hoya.
year, yeah.
It wasn't that thing you had to see. It was a totally unique
No,
thing.
Tyson was a spectacle. I mean, Vladimir was a great champ. I think he's got more defenses than anybody in heavyweight history. I know. He set records, and you'd never know it.
I
but
don't
he
know
was-
if I ever.
Yeah.
I remember going to one Tyson fight. I remember the fight I remember really well is the Mayweather Hatton fight.
Oh,
because
God,
all
yes.
the Brits flew
Oh,
in.
There's
right? And
only
they were,
one Ricky Hatton. Only one Ricky Hatton.
all the entire place. Sing along.
And then he got beat up,
Knocked
right?
out. He got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
So Frank
he was no match.
Frank Bruno fought Tyson in Vegas. Frank Bruno was a Brit.
He was
too.
on me like a
Right.
Habashak.
and he looked like a Greek god.
Yes.
Like he looked like they'd carved him out of a piece of rock. And I remember, they come to the ring, they spotlights, the music, people going crazy. And I don't know how long that walk is, maybe 30 or 40 yards. It's not very long. He must have done the sign of the cross 33 times from the
I
time he went
remember
there. I'm
that.
like, he's
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
done.
God.
He's trying
Well,
not to
the
die.
one thing
down.
I remember that about trying to watch Tyson fights. It like, do I want to pay for this when I know I'm really getting 30 seconds of boxing, or do I want to pay for a seat at a Tyson fight where I know the main event's going to last less than 2 minutes?
2 minutes. Yes.
And
if that.
that and
I
either
was a sucker at least once. on
Yeah,
that.
either
I
way.
won once for
you
me.
had to go at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were there for when Tyson bit his ears.
Yeah.
I was not there for that.
Yeah,
the whole
that
place
was-
went berserk. It was nuts. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
I know, John, you and I are on the same page with this, that we were hoping that Ohtani would pitch in the playoffs. I think we finally got our
yes.
no chance moment.
Did the official no way
What
come
you
out?
said you needed what? You needed
No.
a doctor to tell you, right?
Well, the Dodgers can always overrule the doctor, but I thought if he was medically cleared that if I was running the Dodgers, would pitch him.
Tell him, Trev.
Dr. Neil L. Atrash.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's the man, and he was talking about Shohei pitching in the postseason. Quote, "It's not really a good idea for anyone coming back from elbow or shoulder surgery to make the return to competition in the postseason. There are no minor league games to get rehab starts for return to competition this time of year, so their first competition would be in the postseason high-stress conditions. This is the knockout shot. Not a good idea for the player or the team."
I think that's
a
no.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
That's the
Well,
end of
now
it.
if you play him, you look like an idiot if he gets hurt.
Correct.
Yeah.
What if Shohei comes to you and says, you're in the World Series, you're short, Kopech is down, whoever else is down, Trinan is down, and he says, I know there's risk, I want to do it.
Nope. I think it would be malpractice. to put him on the
And
mound.
he says it, I know there's risk, I'm willing to assume the risk, I want to win the World Series, let's go.
In the NBA, the players call the shots. So if this was an NBA question and you're saying Giannis or LeBron or Durant is coming back from an injury and they say, I'm playing, there's nothing the team can do about it.
Okay.
Baseball has never been that way. Baseball, I think they could actually tell him no.
What if
But you can't ruin a guy in basketball.
But there are two sides of this risk, right? There's the risk to Ohtani. There's also the risk to the Dodgers organization of not having Ohtani as a pitcher.
Okay, and I understand you'd be overpaying him in this scenario, but what he does as an offensive player is so dramatic that even if you took the pitching out of it, it's expensive, but it's not where you're burning it on for nothing.
$700 million for not want to say just a hitter, but just a hitter. Doesn't that
one player?
One player.
Yes, it's an incredible overpay, but you're still getting the best offensive player in the whole league.
I don't even agree with you that it's an overpay.
70. That's double the next closest guy,
That's
practically.
a lot. Right, but he's somebody. I have a friend that works at the Dodgers that said he's already brought in close to $500 million.
Just look at the
being on the team.
From a bottom line, it's a win 100 times over. I'm talking from a baseball. I got 26 spots. I was paying him $70 million so he could fill 2 of these spots essentially. That's the way. You picked some guys interesting talking about this, John. You mentioned Kevin Durant, LeBron, Giannis. Guys that have won titles, that have been through it, that are on the other side of the midway point of their career.
Right.
What if it was Wembanyama that came in and said, I want to do it? Would they still let him go out there?
That's an interesting
with a
question.
true future.
Would the Spurs allow him?
Because Ohtani's not
Popovich
Wembanyama.
has enough clout to tell him to whatever he wants to do. If it wasn't Popovich, like Pop's going to leave pretty soon, and let's say they hire some young coach, that guy can't tell Giannis no. You know, no way. So
but don't you think that
you said Wemby.
Wemby. Don't you think if there's a difference because San Antonio hasn't been in a high leverage game in a couple of years? I don't think Wemby, if they're 10 games under 500, is saying put me out there no matter what.
I'm in a scenario where the best player or the soon-to-be best player in the league just getting started in their career, because Shohei's not just getting started, but he's not near the end. He's 30.
Just turned 30.
There's still 5 or 6 years of prime Ohtani left, but Wembanyama's got 15 years of prime Wembanyama left. That's the difference, right? To kind of say, I'll assume all the risk. I'm not going to blame you guys. You didn't push me. I'll say it, whatever you want. I want to do it. With Ohtani, I'm going.
You know what I don't want to screw up by throwing Ohtani is next year, opening day, Shohei Ohtani,
Japan.
Your starter.
Wow.
No, your starter at Dodger. I want to see him start his first game at Dodger Stadium.
Perhaps.
You're right, Trev. They'll pitch him in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll pitch him in Japan. But what I want to see is Ohtani, the excitement of Ohtani pitching at Dodger Stadium for the first time.
Yeah.
Those tickets will go through the roof.
Yeah. Wouldn't you trade that for a World Series? And this is the question.
Of course.
The question is, what wouldn't you trade for it? And I don't think there's an answer to that. If you said to me, if he pitches, they win the World Series, and
lose him,
and there's a real chance he doesn't pitch again, I might take a shot.
Hypothetical is, he pitches, he gets you the save in Game 7 of the World Series, but he hurts his arm again and can't pitch next year. Was it worth it?
Yes.
Absolutely, it was worth it.
Yes. The nightmare is he can't pitch or hit. But even if you won the World Series in that scenario, it's still worth it because he'll heal.
3-0 Tigers. Let's go, Detroit.
Yeah, knock out the Astros.
Get those Astros out.
No trash cans anymore.
7 years in a row, the Astros have been to the ALCS or better.
I know.
Or better.
Yeah.
Must be weird for A.J. Hinch, who's managing the Tigers now. The Astros fired him after the trash can scandal, and now he's worked
the trash can scandal.
Right.
I love that.
It's pretty great.
Can scandal.
It's pretty great. Well, you're seeing this, and obviously these games get managed for most teams quite differently than you do during the regular season. DeMarco and I were talking about it. Hey, let's do something different.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, Emily says
We got Dr.
great Dr. Clapper is online. He was listening when we were talking about Ohtani's injury. Dr. Clapper, what didn't we say that we should have said?
Here's a Clapper vision.
Perfect.
Now bake 10 minutes, but you can't eat them yet. They take 40 minutes to cook. A ligament, which was repaired in his elbow, the Tommy John surgery, structurally so that he can go and pitch. But what takes time in the healing from Tommy John surgery is called inside our ligaments is a tiny little burglar alarm sensor that a burglar is trying to lift the window to get in the house. And it gives feedback to the brain for a position sense. It's called proprioception. That takes time to come back. So structurally, 3 miles an hour. But the feedback to the brain, are you damaged to the joint? Not there yet. So he cannot now. It's nice to talk about it, but as an orthopedic surgeon, he cannot.
So, point of information: undercooked brownies are actually delicious. Undercooked brownies. I took from your call, Doc.
So, from what you just said, that there's a ramp up to this that Ohtani needs to,
There's a ramp up, but more importantly, John, there's a time that we just cannot shorten in terms of the fine-tuning of beyond just the ligament being stable so that your elbow doesn't open up when you throw that fastball or curveball. It's the fine-tuning, the connection between your brain and the joint. How many non-contact ACLs we see in the NBA where they just plant their foot and tear their ligament, or in football? It's an epidemic. No one's tackling anybody. It's no collision. They tear their ACL. That's because you're losing that proprioception, that feedback that you get from the ligament that doesn't exist when you don't let the high school kid play multiple sports, like Michael Thompson talks about all the time, cross-training. And that's truly what keeps you healthy. He's more than just an elbow-stable ligament now. He needs that fine-tuning feedback connection to his brain.
See, Doc, I'm glad you called, but just so you know, I was about to get into proprioception before you.
Everybody's looking it up.
You blew my keys for next hour.
But Doc said should not pitch.
Yeah, should not.
Didn't say could not.
Yeah.
And you said he can still hit 90.
Well,
you're going to damage him if you pitch him.
Doc,
but
in
it's all about
a
World Series.
separate question, how are you?
Listen, all of Los Angeles, I may be a healer as a surgeon, but don't you guys forget it. You guys are healing this community and this town by being on the radio.
Proprioception
you're
of radio
You're
hosts.
also a doctor, and I'm proud to be in the
thank you,
ESPN
Doc.
710 family.
Thank you.
Not say could
Have
not
a great
pitch.
day.
See?
You got
All
it.
right, God bless you
See
guys.
ya.
You too.
He did not say could
I
not
heard,
pitch.
I heard the same thing you
Absolutely.
But you're really down on the Rams, Trav, huh?
did. Yeah. Not because I don't think they can get better. I think by the time they are better, it's going to be too late. I think it's.
You think there's no shot on? Because I actually think they can beat Green Bay.
Of course you can.
I think they can beat Green Bay.
They beat San Francisco at home. They can beat Green Bay if they're
San
2-3 going
Francisco
into
is
the bye.
missing a lot of guys.
But if they're 2-3 coming out of the bye and they start getting guys back, I think they got a chance to make a run. They did win 7 of their last 8
their
last year.
defense is 31st in yards allowed, points allowed. They're
terrible
not
against the run.
They're not stopping anybody.
But they are. I mean, there are signs of life on the defense, particularly on the defensive line.
The defensive line is
Mace,
fine.
you got a great front.
The linebacker
Yes.
core corner is subpar. The secondary, I mean, Tre'Davious White, my God.
Oof. By the time they get healthy enough offensively, I think they're going to find themselves in too big of a hole.
Well, let's win on Sunday.
I hope that has to.
Yeah.
1-4.
Let's win on Sunday.
Super Crosstalks brought to you by In-N-Out. In-N-Out.